Hi, this is Lions Podcast. I am me, and Gas is also me.
We are we.
Apparently, they are one. I am not. I am excluded from the one, which may be better. I don't know. I had very little structure for us today, so whatever we want to do. I mostly just wanted to argue with you guys or hear your stories or whatever you want. But I figured Mick usually comes in with something that it gets me going. But Gas,
Completely
I feel like
asinine.
yeah, like feeding him prompts to chat GPT while we talk, kind of levels of asinine. But Gas, I figured you might help me team up a little bit on Mick and have a secret weapon here that may get him going a little bit.
I have so much confidence that Gas is going to be on my side for 90% of things you could come up with.
No one said it needed to be Borderlands. Listen,
You're literally the same
That's
guy.
fair.
Who do you think
I am the
you
same
are?
guy. Fuck off. Like I am the guy. That's it. I'm the only
You're not
guy.
that guy now. You're not that guy. Oh, that's crazy. What kind of topic should we jump on first?
Let's see.
Should
I mean,
we dive right in or just test the waters first?
No, let's dive, dude. No, we don't. No foreplay needed. Like we're fine.
No.
Like we're diving in. We're diving in here.
All right. I feel like Mick has the hottest takes.
Yeah, Mick, lay me with the hot
That
take.
can't possibly be true.
I feel like you have takes that you don't actually care that much about, so they're hot takes that you can say very matter of factly.
I feel like I tend to agree with most of the community on things. Lion's the one who's going to start fights.
I never said it had to be about Borderlands.
Lion was New Tails good.
Was New Tails
No.
good? I
Was New Tails
Listen,
good?
no, but here's the
Jesus,
thing.
no.
I like things about it. I like things about it.
Like that it ends eventually, right?
It didn't end soon enough, but like it was.
Sure.
I don't like this like vitriol for it because
Borderlands
I
game that
do.
we don't want endgame for.
I just I like the cast. I like a lot of the directing about it. I like beats about it. I like it more upon replaying it because I've been replaying it on the Switch and stuff for like study notes of tinfoil hat stuff. I like it more. However, I've not gotten that far into it, and I feel like when I was first playing it, I was also like, okay, yeah, this could probably grow on me, and then immediately that tanked around episode 3. So we'll see when
And you want to explain the lore behind Vaultlanders?
they thought it was fun and wanted to do it, and it's probably an easy way to merchandise, and it's Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh for Borderlands, and miniature more expensive ways.
I don't know.
I liked the Tediore soldiers.
Yeah,
You like the which ones?
all of them.
Well, why'd you like them?
Oh,
They're funny.
Because they were fucking dumb.
They were really dumb
They
and
were really
charming.
dumb.
Yeah.
It set. I feel like
I have
it
this
set the
one
tone.
scene where Fran is like held up by 2 of them, right? And she freezes the guy in front, and the guy behind's just like, "Man, dude, oh, what am I gonna do? I can't kill her. My dude's right in the way." When it's just like lean around, and it was like the most awkward. Like, how'd she survive that fight? I'm like, they have to be using like
Plot armor.
plot armor and like.
Well, yeah, they have a
dumbest
crystal where they're
soldiers.
shooting themselves in the head for 40 minutes. Like, I mean, like
that was funny.
it was
I thought it was
yeah.
just so out of fucking nowhere that I did think that scene was funny.
And that's the thing. There are things in it that would surprise me and be funny, and I think so much of it is just like it feels like a lot was lost on like cutting room floor kind of thing. So like a lot of buildup just like doesn't have the same payoff as it maybe could have. Like just narratively, it feels like by trying to make it like all these different branches that it doesn't. Gas is drinking the best monster right now. I just need to point that out. Like literally the best monster.
Every day.
Baby,
Every
it's
day.
so good. But no, New Tales is just it doesn't help that I think the community is just really ready to like,
Abandon ship.
yeah, they're wanting to be mad about stuff, and I get that to an extent. But it's how I'm worried about like there's going to be an announcement for a game, but it's going to be Wonderlands 2 before BL4. And I'm worried about what the community will do to that, rather than understanding there are two different teams for that. And like I say this in Wonderland, sure, but you know what I mean. Like where it's just like that doesn't impact BL4 at all. This is just like an announcement they're writing for whatever reason. But I feel like the think pieces and video essays that would come out from it are just going to make me want to like lobotomize myself.
Yeah,
I disagree. I think the community is on life support.
Yeah, it's rough, and I'm kind of to the point where like I'd rather wait longer for BL4, because if BL4 comes out and it feels super soon, my brain's just gonna, and it's bad. If it's bad game, my brain's just gonna be like, the movie took longer, you know?
Yeah.
Like why the
Well,
movie
we don't know how
have
long
more?
they've been working on it.
Yeah, I think we really need something that hits home for everybody.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
think
we need
something
something.
that's replayable.
Yeah, I took a little gander at Google and YouTube Analytics with Spuddy a bit ago, and I'll tell you what, they're not looking good.
No, Borderlands search is like very low right now.
It is the only time it's ever been lower was just before BL2 was announced.
Yikes, dude! Yikes.
There are a good amount of players still there though. Like it's still very
Yeah, I
like
mean, there's a lot. It's never been, well, for Google, it's never been higher than when Borderlands 3 came out. For YouTube, it was Borderlands 2.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
all
it looks
of that
cramped.
hype has fully died away. And
Mhm.
Wonderlands did not affect it at all. It affected YouTube a little bit. New Tales obviously did not affect it at all. I really doubt the movie's going to affect it.
I think the
Something
movie
big's
will
gonna
help
have to
with
happen.
marketing is the thing. So I remember when the movie was like, hey, they've wrapped filming, they were posting stuff on the Twitter, like the Borderlands film Twitter specifically, and the cast was doing shit, but it was like lockdown, right? That was around the time
Mhm.
Valentine's, the Moxie partnership got announced, and I was like, are we about to see like Claptrap on a cereal box? Like, is this about to be like I'm out in the wild and we have Borderlands marketing? Because this feels so niche right now that I'm like, I don't know what a world would be like where it's like back when they used to have
Like,
the scan the barcode kind of marketing.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit convinced that that's a lot of where it's going. But if you read, and no one wants to read Randy's shit, but like if you read his fucking interviews and stuff he shares all the time, he's like, I talk about where I want things to go in here. And he's very, every interview he shares is like, I want to expand in the most IP possible for what works with this range kind of thing. Like, like he wants to
Mhm.
see it in, that digital storytelling. He wants to see it in film and TV. He wants to see it in, books. And we're getting the book. I am floored that we still have not announced the graphic novel because it is happening. Like, and it's not even like, oh, it's a leak that's happening. Like, Gearbox did a panel at SDCC with the writer where they talked about it with Dark Horse. Like, this has been a thing, and she's openly like, yeah, that's me, but they haven't announced it. So I'm like, are we just holding on to a bunch of content in preparation for like stacking everything and almost doing the Taylor Swift overexposed kind of marketing? Because
Mhm.
Borderlands is still, and I think this is something that gets lost because we're so like in the community, obviously, but like
Mhm.
it is one of the only, I don't want to say the only, but one of the only like big budget AAA games that is not live service battle pass that is still profitable.
Our stock grenade's gonna have
If they
knockback.
kill Brick or Mordecai, I'm gonna be mad.
If they kill Mordecai,
I think this is the thing we can gang up
I'm
on you
okay
about.
with it.
Yeah, I was like, me and Mick are in the Mordecai hate squad. And like,
Leave
Brick,
the
though.
man alone. His bird died.
yeah, good.
Good.
His bird is a bitch.
I
That
hate the
bird,
bird, too.
sucks.
Why do you hate the bird?
Yes,
You
do you
fought the
know
bird?
me?
When
Have
was
you
the last
fought
time
that
you fought the
bird in
bird?
any type of restricted
Yeah.
capacity? You have said this bird sucks. I DM'd you going,
Yeah,
you
the
understand.
fight sucks, but I don't
Yeah.
want that.
And
Imagine
that's
if
her.
there wasn't a bomb in Bloodwing's head. You'd be like, oh, giant bird friend, let's go.
No, I would be that bird fucking traumatized me. I see you
That
looking
fucking
at
bird
me.
that I hate.
And literally
Yeah,
be
I-
like,
bird
fuck
that I
that
hate.
bird.
Look,
No
if we
bird
didn't have
rights.
to fight. Also, Bloodwing and BL1 sucks. Like, it's a bad
Thank
action
you.
skill.
It's
Bloodwing
boring.
I-
looks goofy, bro.
I of all people should know too, because I did Bloodwing only, and it was a
I'm
nightmare.
so sorry.
I hate
Why?
toss and forget action skills.
Yeah.
Less
Don't let
of that in
Spuddy-
BL4,
Don't let
please.
Spuddy hear you say that.
Why? He likes toss and forget?
He did like companion only for Wonderlands a few times, like different companions, and I was like,
Yeah,
"How do
yeah.
you put yourself through that?" And he's like, "No, I actually enjoy that playstyle." I was like, Playstyle. You're not playing the game.
Mick,
It's the lack of a playstyle.
Cass, I don't know if you're a D&D person, but Mick, being you, what do you feel about Borderlands? I don't know if we've actually talked about that with the TTRPG like style of it.
So I know that this isn't true, but it feels like it was made by people who heard some D&D terms but have never actually played. I know that isn't true.
That makes sense.
But it absolutely, like,
I disagree with that, but I get that. Yeah.
I've been playing D&D consistently for the past like 6 years, like once a week for 6 years. That was not a D&D game.
And I have the same experience as Mick because I beat Baldur's Gate 3. Yep.
There you go. You may as well have played D&D.
Listen,
Yep.
I'm in my first like real
actually.
I'm in
Baldur's
my first
Gate
real
was
like real
really
D&D
solid.
campaign right now, and I'm like I've descended into madness. This is a problem. I did not need another thing in my life that is like this. I didn't.
You know, D&D's amazing.
It's taken it literally I made a Pinterest board and a playlist like for I can't. It's like Handsome Jack just living over here, and I would love him to leave, and then now it's my D&D campaign right now. I'm like I can't do this. It's too much. But that makes me want to go back and play Wonderlands now that I'm like actually like appreciating D&D and getting into it to see if I like enjoy it more, because the style of Wonderlands was never something that I was like, this feels like my type of game. Like upon even just trailer, I was like, I think it'll be good for people, but it's not going to be what I want, because I also Dragon's Keep's great, but like it's just not my thing. And the top down and the trailer for Wonderlands, I was like, no, I want like more story progression, I want whatever. But it took me by surprise, and I really did love Dragon Lord, and there are just so many things about it that I was like, I feel like if I sat down and could appreciate it more, I would go. But if you're telling me it doesn't even like help with that, then I don't know. Maybe I just need to replay for the sake of replaying it.
Here's where I think there is a comparison. I think the interactions between the characters, you know, Tina, the other ones, I know their names, I'm just goofing. That feels like a D&D campaign where they're just like being fucking menaces, and Tina's like, shut the fuck up and play the game you got. That's so real. That is so real.
She's Tina. I'm not a big Tina fan in general, and I think that's what initially turned me off from the game a little bit. The writing did win me over more. Like I wasn't expecting it to have as much of a story as it did, and I feel like because it can be its own thing in its own universe, that's part of the reason it can really go there. But I love the DLCs in 3 for that reason. I still hate the 2 DLCs for the most part. I'll play them, but I fucking just
me too.
They're bad. They're not good.
It weirdly, the DLCs took Borderlands and made it pay to win. Which, I mean, you already have to buy the game.
Power creep.
Do I need to have my rant about the grog nozzle? Because I will. Because it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
If you go to the DLCs,
funny, bro.
It's dumb.
Like every single good weapon is in the DLCs.
Have I told you my idea for like a grog nozzle challenge?
Tell me.
Is it
so pretty
Is
much
it use the grog nozzle?
No, that's what it is, but it's gonna be like something I probably post on April 1st and just call it "Can you beat Borderlands with the best gun in the game?" and then have a silhouette of the fucking Deepa just to piss everybody off.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm just gonna fuck everybody over when I reveal it's the grog nozzle and be like, no, it can't kill anything. No.
Speaking of challenges, sorry, you go first.
No, I don't need to rant again about the grog nozzle. It is just fucking annoying and dumb and ruins anything about balance in this game. Continue.
But speaking of challenges that piss everybody off, which they probably don't actually, but it just reminds me of like, I have been getting recommended so many small channels that are doing challenges. Like, I mean, we saw the one, it was like, can you beat it with only legendaries? It's like, the best items in the game? Yeah. I mean, I'm all for everyone like starting to make videos and doing what they like, but that's not a challenge, my dude.
That's just
I feel like those types of things are like the interesting bits come from like the routing. There's like 2 kinds of challenges in my head. There's like the like routing ones where it's like a lot of Spuddy stuff is really good because he like explains like the routing he has to do to like, you know, level up without doing certain things. Like his phase lock only run, I'd say that's like a great routing challenge.
Yeah,
because he had to like, you know, figure stuff like that out.
But yeah,
The
so
one I'm working on right now, I usually don't do routing challenges. I just do geared, and I'm just like
Yeah.
straight. But this mini map run is like the first normal mode run I'm ever doing,
Yeah.
and now I have to like route XP with that challenge, and I feel like that kind of adds.
I bet it's a fucking nightmare.
I mean,
if only there were two people who are experts in XP that you have at a DM's notice.
yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like it's a balance between like and it's like sometimes those types of challenges can snowball.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
like once you get to a certain point, you're good. Like I kind of had a half
Yeah, pretty
snowball
much.
when I got light the fuse, because then I'm like I could just
that's how
run
it
towards
goes.
the red dot. But then again, if you think about it, I have no restrictions to my buttons, right? I could do all the same inputs I would in a normal game. So you could just be like, yeah, it's possible. You could do a blind if you want to be really like
me and Spuddy
technical
tried to
about it.
route a blind run. It didn't go great.
Sounds
Oh, but
horrible.
to that point, there was one guy I found, I think today. He was doing something, I clicked on it. I was like, this is like, he called it a challenge in the title. I'm like, this isn't really a challenge, you're just kind of playing the game. It's can you beat Borderlands 2, but you have to get every legendary in the game. I'm like, oh, so you're doing the hunt.
Yeah. That's
You're doing that.
Once he gets to a boss fight, he cannot leave until he has gotten that boss's legendary, and then he keeps going.
Yeah,
He was so fucking like, he's just a charming guy. I watched the whole video. I loved it. I'm sending it to you guys. I really
send
hope
it. We love
I
it.
really hope that he like, his editing's a little rough.
Yeah, okay. I'll check this out.
I really hope this guy gets big. It reminds me of like old school, like late 2010s, like 2015, whatnot. Also, he's Irish. That helps.
It does help.
Like just people playing the game with a face cam, just like saying what's on their mind. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like. Shout out to Kit on YouTube for all legendaries, all bosses. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out later. Yeah, I don't know what it's like, just like stream of consciousness talking while you're doing some dumb challenge. It sounds wild. It sounds fake.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right? That's what I did for the ARC videos, and I actually liked those because I wasn't streaming that. I was just talking to nobody.
Yeah, just vibing.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Alone
You gotta,
thoughts can be a vibe sometimes.
I feel like you gotta have some severe ADHD to make that work, though.
Also don't know what that's like. Fake news. No, I keep thinking about doing just like a off stream, like sit down, play a full Tales playthrough, like the original Tales, and then putting it on YouTube, and then just be my unhinged commentary. But that way, when people are like, "Oh, I haven't watched it," or this, and that way it's not like a highlight. So it's just like, no, you wanna watch the proper playthrough, go see the proper playthrough, or play it. There are plenty of silent playthroughs on YouTube. But if you're not gonna watch that, then go be forth.
Yeah.
But then it's just effort.
I like that kind of video. I call it the Markiplier style. He didn't like pioneer
originate it, but no, he popularized it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean PewDiePie did first.
Yeah, he's
way bigger, but
he's not way bigger. Are you fucking kidding me? Are we gonna have a fight about Markiplier right now?
Wait, how big
oh, don't get me started.
Oh no, I need to get you started then. If you have fucking
Wait, how big is Markiplier? 36 mil. Okay, yeah, I mean, like,
isn't he short? I don't think he's that big.
Not the kind of big we're talking about. Wink.
I hate both of you.
Markiplier packing? Mick ordered the calendars?
He has big dick energy. Anyway, yeah, Markiplier style. But you gotta be like real charismatic to do it, and I just feel like this guy is. Lion, you obviously are. I feel like you don't have to be told that.
I wasn't listening. What?
Yeah.
In the same vein, and I don't want it to sound pretentious, but if anybody does a run, like, can I beat the game with whatever weapon, and they use Cloud Kill, that was not a challenge. Like that, at that point, don't even bother.
I feel you. I for my Bane run, I feel like the challenge was mostly the movement restriction, so I allowed it. And then during the Cullen only run, I wanted to not use Cloud Kill.
That was
I couldn't kill Boom Boom.
Yeah, Spuddy told me about that one. He was like, totally use Cloud Kill. I'm like, oh, so it was easy.
Yeah, it would be impossible without it. Just because I couldn't kill Boom Boom.
No, it changes everything in the normal mode Bloodwing Challenge Maya, where once you hit the point where you have enough skill points to get Cloud Kill, completely different fight.
You have beaten normal mode.
Did you see what I had to do to the Bagman at the end of that? If you didn't watch the video, it's fine. But like,
You said it
Which
was
one?
the Cullen video?
I didn't know.
yeah,
Wait, I
the
looked
Cullen
for
video.
it. What's it called?
Can you beat Borderlands 2 with only the Tulane, Cullen, whatever you want to call it? I used Cloud Kill in that, right? Yeah, I did. Sorry, that wasn't a question. Are you looking for it?
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that the Bunch of Crybabies one?
No. It's
What?
the one the gun that slags you. It's a picture of Maya in a slag barrel.
Oh, well, permaslagged. Okay.
Oh yeah, while permaslagged. I forgot that one.
I didn't think that's what that was.
I forgot
so
I mixed up the title, but yeah,
My
pretty
bad.
much.
Yeah, no,
I
I
was
did.
flagged
I
the
did
whole
not get
time.
around to that one.
That's fine. I don't blame you. There's so many videos on YouTube. But a little spoiler:
I
with
played
Cloud Kill and that gun, which slags people, I could not kill the Bagman.
Did you use phase lock?
Yes, I
That's-
used phase lock, and I
That's
could
really
not
surprising.
kill the Bagman. It
That's
took
really
me,
surprising.
and dude, I was freaking out, right? Because if you put the stinky on the Bagman over the waterfall, you can't grab the key, and you can't save quit because that resets the failable mission.
Mm.
So to proceed with doing the bonus content of farming a Cullen, I had to put the stinky on the Bagman and grab the key out of midair before it fell into the void, which took like 3 hours. I fought the fucking Bagman for 3 hours doing this goofy
That's
shit.
so fucked. I have seen Dark Smoke do some shit like that, and it didn't look easy. Well, he made it look easy, but it did not look easy.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I tried without Cloud Kill, but that gun is just not good. It couldn't kill Boom Boom.
If you can't kill Boom Boom,
I even showed it in the video. I was like, I either have to use a legendary cat class mod, or I have to use Cloud Kill.
yeah,
And I
was
want to do
saying,
yeah.
If I could go back and do Cloud Kill only again, I would not use Ruin.
I mean, you can do that. That is something you are able to do.
It's already been done.
That was OP10, right?
You're like, it's done.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
OP10.
yeah.
Why the
challenge is
fuck
already
would
done.
you do anything in OP10? I'm tired of this being the bar. People are like, well, it's not an OP10. Like, fuck OP10.
I'm
OP10
sorry.
fucking sucks.
I'm sorry.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, Gas, you are literally.
You're part of the
100%
problem.
Not part of
I know
no,
I'm
he is-
part of
You are the
he's strictly
problem.
to blame for that.
I am strictly to blame for that problem. Well, the
But
thing is,
to
it's
be
like,
fair-
Jolt's response when I had this 94 sham drop the first try goes, well, it wasn't OP10.
Jolt is a little gremlin. I would like to believe that me and Spuddy have done a good job of showing that normal mode can be hard.
oh yeah, for sure. I love your guys' like normal mode stuff. I think it's just like a thing with some.
That sounded so like, I love your normal mode stuff, sweetie. You're doing amazing.
No. Like it's genuinely interesting, and you guys get something that I don't get with the whole routing for XP and like side missions I have to do certain things. That's kind of why I wanted to try the mini map run, because that sounded more fun this time
Mhm.
around.
Yeah, like I
And
do
you guys
agree
get
with
that.
you that if a challenge turns into was I able to over level, it's kind of lame.
Thank you.
And it's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
another thing is like elephant gun, right?
Yeah.
Lowest level I can drop is like 30. Like obviously you can give one in, but I just feel like it just turns.
I don't like
normal mode
giving.
takes a lot of the challenge away.
Yeah, if
I'm
it's
not
something like-
anti-gib. Like, if people want to gib in their own single player game, go for it. Like, whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, it doesn't. My brain doesn't get scratched when I do that. You know, like
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
It takes away everything. The only time I really do it is if I'm trying to like speed through Bloodwing Challenge. Now that we're doing it on PC, because we did it on PlayStation where I had to like restart every time and do the exact same thing for everyone. Now I can just start people at wildlife, and that's fine. But like, unless I'm doing a specific, like, okay, we need to start with, can you beat this with just the Lady Fist or something? Of course you can, but that's, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like something like that. Cool. I can like see giving it. But in general, I'm like, if it's for just getting something to do it, it doesn't feel like I did it.
Yeah, I have an example of doing that. For the one-shot everything run, I got the Orphan Maker and then just gibbed it to be a perfect Orphan Maker.
Yeah,
Because
you gotta.
I don't wanna,
How did you fucking how did you do the not gonna die in any of the games bullshit?
Oh, which glitches did I use?
Yeah.
Merchant of Death for XP farming and BL1.
Okay.
Buck up
Doppelganger for pre-sequel.
and Doppelganger
Yeah.
for pre. So I had infinite XP glitch, infinite shield glitch, and infinite damage glitch. Weird that it's just one of each, and then 3 is just easy. That's the glitch.
Yeah, 3
It's
is
easy.
it's
3 is just easy, yeah.
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 And you weren't having to do the mayhems, yeah.
I am pretty sure I failed a BL3 one life
Period.
twice.
No.
I was like, that's the end of sentence.
Twice, and like the Cliff and Necrotafeo, I was just distracted. I beat the game 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
So I barely failed one of them. I have only ever died to an enemy in BL3 once, essentially.
I
It's
die
just that easy.
all
It's
the
not even
time
impressive. It's just that easy.
because I'm an idiot and I just get stubborn.
I totally get what you're saying about the cloud kill thing, Nick. I feel like if I ever do my again, I'm just like, yeah, that's off the board. It's gotta be.
And you knew
Well,
it. Well, I mean, you. To be fair, you knew that before I ever did the challenge. Like when I said I was doing
cloud kill
kill,
is good.
well, you knew it was like busted. Like, but
Oh yeah.
when I said I was doing cloud kill only, you didn't say this word for me. You were essentially like, I thought you were doing a challenge.
Yeah.
No, I think he said that word for word.
Yeah, I thought this was a challenge. And then you were like, I thought it was too.
I was like, I expected this to be difficult, and you were like,
Yeah.
why? Why did you think that? And it's entirely because of Lexi.
What did you want to ask Mick when he got back?
I forget. What did I want to ask Mick?
Something
real quick,
BL4.
I have a question for you.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's actually on behalf of Spuddy.
Yeah.
I'm talking to him right now. He's doing I think he's dual wielding deliverances at OP10.
Okay.
And he was asking if it's shitty to use the deputy's badge. Like, how geared should his gear be? Like,
If
should
he's
he
trying
go
to do-
should he go all out and make it as strong as possible, or should he like hold back a bit?
If he's trying to, like, obviously he might not be trying to like do me. What I do is I usually just Vault Hunter Relic and a basic shield. And then for the grenade mod, I usually use stock grenade or a slag grenade, depending. And then I just give myself whatever class mod I want. If he's using the Deliverance, he could.
He did actually say, "Should I just use the Vault Hunter relic?"
Yeah, because I like kind of baselining it because my brain math is like literally like skills times gun equals win or loss, basically, right? Because otherwise it's like, oh, I'll just use the B shield, right? Or oh, I'll just use explosive like fucking relic for like my launcher. I try and like just keep it like a baseline like that, but it really up to what like Spuddy feels. Like if he feels like it's like too dead, like too
he's gonna
fucking
make things
unbearable.
as difficult as possible for himself. Like when he did shield only, he didn't use uniques.
Why?
Yeah, so
he was like, it'll be too easy.
No,
He's
what?
wrong.
you could tell him if he holds a lady fist in one hand, the crit damage from the flying guns is boosted. And that's like actually kind of a build.
He also didn't give in a second starting pistol when he did starting pistol only. So he could dual wield them guns.
I know, I love
he just did one.
So is he just doing like a deliverance only run?
It's yeah.
Absolute madman.
Right,
yeah, he's fucking crazy.
I mean, all of you are fucking crazy, but yeah.
Everyone go sub to Spuddy Cube on
sub
YouTube.
Sub to Spuddy Cube right now.
If you like me and or Gas Mask, you'll probably
or Lion. Fuck you. This is my podcast. Just go sub. Go sub to Spuddy. Do it. Do it.
Or Lion.
Thank you. I'm also pro Spuddy here. Thank you very much. I'm just not, all of you think the other one is crazier than you. So anytime people are like, oh,
There's
this
no
is
way you guys think I'm
insane.
crazier.
I
We,
don't
we
know.
we have made a joke that we're like the three parts of the Triforce.
Yeah, you are. You
Oh
are.
yeah, we did make that joke before.
I recently did a Twitter poll asking people if UVHM was hard. And it was yes keyboard mouse player, no keyboard mouse player,
I
yes
saw them.
controller player, no controller player, whatever. And my theory was right that controller players don't like UVHM, but it wasn't as like big of a gap as I thought. Most keyboard mouse players say UVHM is not hard, but most
That's good.
controller players say it is hard, but not by much. So I thought that was interesting because like I see people online saying like you need Moxie and you need Slag for UVHM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I've
was terrified
responded
when I
to
first
those
started it.
people.
Yeah.
I'm anonymous on Reddit. Yeah, and I tried to tell somebody, it was like, hey, UVHM, like we're not talking OP levels, just base UVHM. He was like, slag is required, it's really hard. I was like, it isn't and it isn't. People have beat the game without items in UVHM. Hi, that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
He had no idea, and he was just like, just because some people can do a crazy challenge run doesn't mean anyone can do it. I'm like, yes, it does. Literally anyone can do it.
It's a balance because like obviously your first time playing it, experience does factor into it because it's supposed to be the
Yeah, of
game's
course.
hardest difficulty, so it should be like somewhat
Yeah.
challenging.
Which like OP10 is the hardest difficulty.
Oh yeah, I
I
get
don't
the vibe when
people get upset that it's as hard as it is, and if you think about it, like it is the hardest difficulty you can possibly play on. Yes, you have to use meta gear. Otherwise, it's not hard enough.
We're gonna disagree
Yeah.
on this. I don't think a game that is like marketing itself as we have the most guns of any game and here's this and the build diversity should require you to use the most OP gear, including a fucking weapon that you aren't supposed to get or retain from a optional paid DLC. Like, it is bullshit. And I had someone in chat the other day be like, well, it used to be a drop. I'm like, for one event, they made it a drop one
for like
time.
a day.
For one
Yeah,
time
go ahead.
as a
If you
special
were
thing years
live
ago.
on October 8th, 2014,
Like,
I'll go
yeah.
ahead and flip it right back on you. I don't think OP10 is hard enough.
Yeah, I know you just said the baby thing. My brain just like left my body. I was like, am I going to pick this fight right now? But I genuinely think the Borderlands 2 scaling feels punishing in a way that's not rewarding. When I first started playing OP levels before I was streaming, I was like, oh, good, this is making the game harder again. I like this. It's fun. When you get to a certain point in the OP levels and you have to like fundamentally like farm for parts, which isn't something the game fucking tells you matters or is a thing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
could go on a
that's
rant about how the game doesn't tell you.
The game
shit.
doesn't tell you the
no,
things you need to do
that is
do
really
the
bad.
meta that you're talking about to build it. So I don't blame casual players or gamers that have hundreds of hours in this game not being able to do these insane challenge runs because there are specific exploits, there are specific out of bounds, there are specific things. You write scripts to beat these things, which is cool, but like it's not.
Gearless, you probably don't have to know weapon parts.
Yeah.
No, but you have to know the fucking pathing and way the game and where the game
you do have to know that Krieg's axe is coded in as a bandit pistol, so you know that elemental elation will boost your fire rate and make you throw faster. You do actually have to know that.
Yeah. See, that's shit the game doesn't tell you.
The game doesn't tell you fucking anything.
Doesn't tell you, right?
It doesn't tell you weapons are available.
How do you know the Hornet does grenade splash damage? How do you know that?
That is silly.
Someone told you online?
It's just that after the Cloud Kill run and the Capitalism run, I'm like, wow. Killing things is really easy in OP10. You just gotta but you do have to have a very solid understanding of the game.
You also, the health
know how to set
regeneration
these
is
things
fucking insane. So you mess that up
I hate
once.
the health regen.
We go back to the turrets outside a bunker that are needlessly girthy for no fucking reason, right? They fucking suck. If you literally, I can be mowing through the game totally fine, haven't updated my gear a bit, and I hit those turrets and go, oh fuck, I didn't go get this one thing now where my fire rate is going to be too slow to take this fucking down.
I'd actually like to retract a little bit just because of those turrets, because in the Cloud Kill only, I had to hit up Gas Mask and be like, "Hey, can you just like load up a strong character and blast these turrets
Oh
because
yeah, I remember that. Because
I have an
because they're
OP10
bugged.
I have an OP10 corrosive Lyuda and I can't even see the damage."
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane. That was
It's
one of the
stupid.
first times I went on Reddit. So
You gotta have such a build.
before I
Like,
was streaming, before anything, I didn't look up anything. And I had Googled GVHM because it was like, hey, this is the hardest thing. And the first thing I saw was like, you need to get the grog, you need the light and everything. And I was like, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to play. And it was the first time the game was easy at that point because I was forced to be on level. And I was like, oh, I beat Wilhelm in 5 seconds. Okay, this is fine. Because again, playing under level, UVHM does. So I didn't realize a lot of the shit that went into it. I love UVHM. It's my baby. That's beside the point. Like it is the ultimate playthrough mode for me. But then like when no pun intended, but like the first time I went like looking for anything was like these turrets because I was stuck in when I was grinding to level 80 for the first time and I was stuck around like 65 or something like that. And I did not understand why these turrets. And again, I didn't know about gun parts. I didn't know about pearls. I didn't know about any of this shit because it doesn't just fucking tell you explicitly unless you're looking up information. And so I was saving a lot of the DLCs to like go through stuff. And I remember looking up these turrets, and it was one conversation someone has like, "Hey, these health regions on these turrets, is it possible these are bugged or like what am I missing here? Because I just cannot get these down." And someone was like, if you're having trouble getting those turrets, you need to like delete your file and restart the game and learn how to play the game with how it's intended because this shouldn't be a problem. And I was like, you guys forget what this is fucking like because I've been playing this for hundreds of hours at this point, right? And great, not where I am at now, but I still hit the point where I go, oh wait, fuck, I forgot these
gatekeeping that hard, bro.
Right? Like because these Hyperion turrets that are notoriously delete your save and restart and relearn the foundation of the game. And that's why I never looked on Reddit for anything
This
or
guy
like
does
whatever.
nothing but one life. He's like, oh, I died. This character's tainted.
That's it. And I was just like, I'm not going to go look up anything because this is the type of responses people give. Like, no, I'm going to figure out the game on my own. And people love to not believe me on that. But I'm just like, that's why I genuinely think Thoughtlock is better because my playstyle just formed around this concept of like, this is how I play. And like, yeah, there are ways to do it. And I'm finding the weird challenges to make me like bad and out the comfort zone and get better at something. And I'll call that out all the time. But I think this game's balancing is so broken in later OP levels because again, the game does not tell you. Like, you don't know to look up the red text on this weird thing on Google and you have to go to Minimal Mars website or Loot Limiting. You have to do this stuff and find like, it does not tell you even that. Like, and there's not an index of shit you find.
That's why I think so many people hate Axton is because they don't understand him, right?
Oh, yeah.
He gets grenade stuff. There's a lot of guns that do grenade stuff. The fucking Herald does grenade stuff, right? And then it's like, I feel like there are two issues with like UVHM and OP levels. UVHM, the health regen was a really weird decision, right?
Yeah.
Because if you take a graph, you can like see like as damage goes up, time to kill goes down, and it's a straight line. That's just DPS for you, right? Then they add in health regen, and it's like as damage goes down, time to kill curves into like a whole section that is just impossible. And like a third of the guns just don't have enough DPS to just out damage the stuff. So their millions of guns advertisement was like cut into like 2/3, if even, right? They took a big third out of it, which was such a weird thing. And like you could play around it, and like you're not using white rarity gear at that point. Like, why would you be? But I think the other issue is with OP levels. I think the main issue is that the game doesn't tell you that like since these enemies are 10 levels higher than you, you're just going to deal less damage just because your number is lower than theirs. Hold on, I have a chart for you. I literally have a chart for you.
I love it.
If you ever want it.
Maybe
I do.
Maybe it's just the Souls player in me, but I feel like if there is a hardest difficulty, it should be hard.
Oh yeah, I agree.
My issue is not it being hard. It's
just not very
the transparency
welcoming.
Is the issue. I will not deny that.
The transparency is the issue. Go ahead.
Will definitely tell people that OP10 is easier than they think it is. But if someone's struggling because they don't know parts, obviously I'm not gonna be like,
you gotta have so much outside knowledge.
The game. That's crazy. That's insane.
Another good example is Salvador is ass. unless you know what you're doing.
I had a comment on my fucking Rainbow Sal video that was like, imagine dying on Salvador. It's like, good thing it's not on one life. Like, he literally, I'm trying not to use exploits and I don't fucking play Salvador.
Yeah.
And it's doing it with intentionally bad gear. I'm like, it's impressive how quickly, like, these guns are supposed to last like 10-ish levels kind of thing at that point, and to like force that. Sal, like, when you're doing like bad rarity and you're just have no idea how to fucking do it, you have to constantly be finding new gear. And it is
during
brutal.
the dog run, I was getting dogged on quite a bit for like, oh, this is a terrible Sal build. You chose Sal, he's too strong for the challenge. I'm like, what Sal tech am I using?
In the capitalism run, that's why I've been saying I think OP10 is easy, but I realized that in order for me to know how to do the Sal build I was doing, it requires me to know so much about the game, because I was doing a shitty deputy Sal, right?
Yeah.
So I had a shotgun in my left hand and a slag sniper with 12 mag size in the right hand.
Yeah.
Any character could have done that challenge at OP10. I think Sal probably wasn't the easiest. No, he definitely wasn't the easiest. But for every single character, you would have to know so much about that character.
You'd have to know a bit, right? And it's a lot of stuff that the game don't tell you, and it's like, you should be able to like figure things out for yourself. But at a point, it becomes too much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and
like
it becomes,
the weapon
for the
parts.
casual player, it hurts them. For the casual player, it hurts them.
BL3 did weapon parts right.
They did, and a lot of people are like mad about it for like whatever. I like that they added the annoying re-rolls for the like the Iridium thing too. But I think one thing I bring it up a lot, but the whole crux of like game writing and game dev, and the question you come back to a lot is like, okay, if this is someone's first time ever picking up a game, not even just a Borderlands game, just first game, you have to at least have entry for that, right? That doesn't mean dumb down your whole playthrough. That means like, okay, all of the people who play this repeatedly online, we are not the target audience for these games. Like, us figuring out how to beat the game gearless is obviously not how they're building the game, right?
What?
And so I know, shocker, wild hot take here.
25x gearless isn't.
That is the only way to play Borderlands. OP10 25x gearless. Other than that, you're a poser and you're just throwing. Like, there's no point.
You're just trash.
Absolute trash of the game. But no, my thing is like, I think that it's great that we're finding ways to make the game harder and new, and like make these challenges and make these mods, and like the fact that we're able to do it and have these charts about OP levels and like be able to really dissect why they feel oppressive if you're not doing X, Y, Z or whatever. It's fine. I think that's why my general issue with OP levels is from the general sense of like a person playing a game is at that point, is it fun? It's not a Souls-like game. It's forcing one lives in Borderlands, which is fine. But like, now that we don't have incentive of it for getting pearls, like what the fuck is the point of OP10 and stressing that, especially when you're not giving anything that is making it less than like you need to go online and find the specific meta someone worked out and like this specific build. Because if I change my points a few little in one direction trying to do something new, I'm like, fuck, I need to go respec again and like max that one. And it's like, yeah, that's skill issue on my part, whatever. But like, I'm also not the target audience. I may not be God at this game, but I have thousands of hours in this fucking game. And it's just different. And so when I look at BL3, when I look at BL4, like I think the mayhem modifiers were good. Like whether or not I like all of them doesn't matter. I think having those options rather than an OP level of different ways to change the type of gameplay you're doing is a better option. Yeah, I think it's fun and a better option and would offer more replayability. But Borderlands is so unique, and granted, I haven't played Destiny, but it's so unique in the looter shooter thing of we are grinding for this gear. And so I think 3 really helped with taking that learning curve off the table. And I want 4 to keep going in that direction, because like even in 2, come on, some of the shield parts are fucking invisible. And we're sitting here like talking about this shit with people like they're supposed to like clock it and know it. Like it's just at a point where I'm like, what does OP10 give if you're wanting a hard playthrough?
If you're farming for a shield, like a read-only farm, let's say, you wouldn't know what parts do what. You'd just be like, this number's bigger this time.
I was literally,
what do you mean?
Hundreds of hours into this game before I had a fucking legendary drop. Like I didn't know because I didn't look up. I didn't
farm.
I didn't know designated drops were a thing until like I was into OP levels.
Literally, until I was like trying to get to 80.
I remember my first time trying to do OP levels. I was a Krieg and my buddy was a Siren.
I swear.
And we
if I
gambled on Tina slots to get
Oh,
myself a fucking antagonist and a Florentine.
I didn't know seraphs were a
Which was
fucking thing
just
at all. I like didn't know how to get
not
crystals. I didn't know
good.
fucking anything. I remember just trying Crawmax to be like, oh cool, I hear there's a treasure room. Let me pay Iridium. And then I went, oh
Yeah.
shit, okay.
yeah, thank
This
God
is a
for my
later
old
problem.
roommate, because my old roommate, he like I got him into the game. I left
Mhm.
for a week, came back. He was like done with TVHM. We
We
played
love
for like a couple days
hyperfixation.
before, and he like did a full wiki deep dive, watched every Yotslaya video, watched every fucking Jolts video, and was like, "I've left the Matrix. I know
Descended.
the game." And he
Just
carried me so. I had already been playing for a year. He carried me so fucking hard, and I needed it. It was great.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
I
I
was never
never
going to do all that
played.
research.
Yeah, I did the grinding on my own. I remember it was after I was streaming, which again, we've been playing Borderlands for years. At this point, my girlfriend has 500 plus hours just story mode in BL3. Like, this is like the type of like whatever, right? And so BL2 wasn't like their bread and butter, though. Still really isn't because it's just, whatever. TPS and 3 tends to be where she lies. And I remember I was streaming and we didn't really talk about. She would watch me play the game. Like, I'd be on the couch replaying 2 all the time, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. But I had said something while streaming about parts, and she was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, even that deep into the game and me that deep, like it just hadn't been a thing. She's like, "When did you become this?" I'm like, "When I fucking had to. When it just like
Yeah.
hit a point where
When I
I
had
realized,
to.
oh, this is
Yeah.
why this is a thing." And read only farming and like whatever and all this shit that I didn't have available on console or playing by myself or whatever. The moment I opened that door into what is here that the game doesn't tell us, I was like, okay, this is the new information.
I think BL3 did. This is a lesser known thing about BL3, but I think it was a step in the right direction to informing players of what's going on with weapon parts. You know, you can inspect the gun.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was saying that. That's why I said BL3 did it right.
Yeah, I like that. It's like this part is like plus 10 damage but minus 10 accuracy. I like that.
Yeah.
That's how people learn, is by you telling them, not like I have to Google it, you know?
But then additional problem, they never told anybody that you can look.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
right? It's like they're kind of keeping it hidden, and it's like,
and I get it. You don't want to like lay out every little thing possible. Like, here's the main,
and
like whatever.
make it overwhelming.
No, fuck
Yeah.
that.
And
Fuck
I get that.
I'm making a game and I'm gonna lay out every single aspect of it. Like, you're gonna be able to learn. Just like look.
Does Dark Souls do that?
Do you think people would
no.
like
like
OP
the
levels
damage
more if
reduction
they got rid of this
calculations?
chart?
Wait, what?
Do you think people would like OP levels more if they got rid of this chart?
Yeah, I do.
For example, when enemies are 10 levels higher than you, they are level 90. You are only doing 35% of the damage you should be doing.
Like, they could just
if they remove that, it would triple your damage.
Yeah.
Right? You know what else triples your damage?
Slag.
Yeah. So, if they removed it, it would be like every enemy is slagged.
So what they should have done is gotten rid of that and kept slag at ×2, or even make it 1.5 times. So you still get rewarded for using slag, but you don't even come close to needing it. I just went full 180 on what I was saying before, but I just don't like slag as a mechanic.
It's very weird, and I really like how they did TPS UVHM.
Oh yeah, same. They fixed a lot of the problems.
I want OP10 to be the exact same difficulty, but without slag being a factor.
I stand by if they were able to like finish cycle, they had dedicated farming in TPS and like remotely finish a cycle, it would be the game people are playing. Like
it's like they got rid of the annoying health regen, so you could use anything if you really wanted. There was no slag mechanic, and it's like they put challenge where it should be, not basic mobs. The basic mobs got like a 2x multiplier. Badasses got like a 4x multiplier and like a 3x multiplier in their shields. So you actually felt like you're fighting like mini bosses.
Can we talk about loot midgets?
Feel powerful.
Loot midgets who pop out of little crates.
Hate it. I got one stuck in the Bloodwing arena in the one-shot challenge, and I cried. It kept
literally
killing me, and I just said, fuck it.
They will spawn
the jet loader was flying around during the Bloodwing fight. I was like, what the hell?
Literally cannot handle it.
Yeah, TPS was such a disappointment.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude,
Get
it
the fuck
could've
out of here.
been-
Get the fuck out
In
of
a
here.
wholesome way, Lion. Let me
They
finish.
did a
I
couple
Finish.
paused
things.
so that you could be angry, but
Okay, then finish. I will save my anger for 30 seconds,
I will say one idea I've heard around
including when
is
Gas
like
is
a
talking.
bestiary. So when you kill a boss, they drop a gun, right?
Ooh,
And that's how you would learn designated farm. I don't know if Jolts had this idea, but this is where I got the idea from. Is from Jolts.
it's actually a really good idea.
But like you kill
A Pokédex,
Joe Mama, right?
right?
And then you get an entry about Joe Mama.
That would be
and has a
Borderlands.
chance to drop blank. And it gives like a silhouette of like the rifle, pistol, or whatever. So you're hunting for something.
Nah,
Because
dude,
it revealed too.
You're gonna fucking ruin
Imagine
Jolte's
farming-
content. He won't be able to make legendary guides anymore. Does he do that?
Yeah,
Or did he?
when a new game comes out, I guarantee he'll just make a guide about every like unique he finds. That's usually what he does.
Someone needs to anyway. So.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, TPS was a disappointment because it got done dirty. They
It
they
did.
didn't get the chance to finish it. And it's so
Yes.
disappointing because like the groundwork was solid.
Mm-hmm.
It just had nowhere to go.
Great.
Or, like,
boss
it
hunter.
hit-
Best in the
It had
series.
it had plenty to go. It just didn't go there because 2K Australia went
Shut
under
down.
and they
Yeah.
didn't finish the
They
game.
went down under.
Nice.
Thank you.
They did.
yeah.
Yeah, they just.
I
It's
just
it's
want
an
them to
unfinished game.
tell you things, right? Like if I get a
Yeah.
Hornet, I want the card to say deals bonus grenade damage, right?
Yep.
And like the Grog nozzle has like a 200 crit multiplier. You don't know that. You don't
No.
know if it's
Hear me
additive, multiplicative. Why do I have to know about type A, B, and C type crit from
Yeah,
like
I
YouTube
still
videos?
don't even. I know additive. I know how that works. I don't like. I think I know how multiplicative works. There's a C.
Remember when we were trying to calculate Krieg's damage reduction?
Yeah, and
Because it
so-
says if you add it up, it's like, he gets 180% damage reduction or something like that.
yeah, 150% damage reduction divides the damage by 3.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
It's literally
Which,
We're
like,
laughing
when you
about.
if that calculation was perfectly laid out somewhere in, like, I don't know, you could go into the settings, be like game mechanics in the settings, and it's like, oh, that's how damage reduction works.
Yeah,
That's fine. Like, it's weird. But like, if I make a game and it says, oh, 10% increased damage reduction, you have a damage reduction number, and it is 1. You have increased it by 10%, so it's 1.1 now. The incoming damage is divided by that. Cool, that works. That's fine. As long as I
Yeah.
know that that's how it works.
right?
Like, the numbers I see are going to be strange.
And the casuals
but, like,
wouldn't need to do that. They just shoot
No.
gun till bad guy dead.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's another thing. I think they just need to get the info out, and like
I agree. Like,
I
do
think
old
that was
school
the-
guidebooks. Like Cyberpunk
Yeah.
had one.
those are good.
Yeah,
I
give
think
us
there
the
should
print,
just
like a
be-
print version too. Not even just a digital
Yeah.
will download. Like,
Let
give
me
us a
get my
print.
man-
You were saying something about Dark Souls. It's like, does it have that?
Yeah, does it tell you the shit that you're talking
In
about?
the game, no, but they are very transparent about how things work. So you can look it up if you want, and you will know exactly how everything works down to the tiniest percentage of your
Mhm.
arcane increases your bleed chance by this much, and bleed does this percentage. It's
Mhm.
like all of it is available
Yeah.
if you want to look for it. Borderlands
Mhm.
does not have that.
Yeah, you
No.
need like guides from like YouTube.
You need creators who are going on talking about it.
Mhm.
Like, it's not on their website. It's not
like
on an
Dark
official
Souls
thing.
is also meant to be like that type of challenging. Borderlands, it's like
Borderlands is a
jarring when
looter
it hits
shooter.
you at
It's
the
it's
end.
supposed to be fun
Yeah.
to farm gear and get new gear and keep playing the game with
Mhm.
different guns, because it feels different when you play with different guns and different action skills. Like, it's supposed to be replayable in that way, not in the, well, it's harder, how do I make it harder now? Like,
Yeah, it's weird that the game that is hard for the sake of being hard is more transparent about the mechanics than the game that's supposed to be casual.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's
which
like,
is why I wouldn't mind like
let
a
us know how this
competitive mode
works.
of Borderlands, but I think people just like are so used to like glitch, break, this, whatever. Like, I just like keep us a standalone, keep us an offline game, do whatever. But like, I like the events they did in 3. If you had a PvP version, fine, whatever that looks like. Like, I think Arms Race got so close to being something, and it just like the community is gonna make it whatever they fucking wanted to make it at that point, and it just wasn't what it was supposed to be. And as someone who's very much like, no, this is my gear, don't take it away from me.
I kind of wanted to see how like fucking PvP would on Borderlands. Like,
I think that could work.
I don't think it's gonna be good. I don't.
No, and I don't think it'll be worth keeping up the money it would cost to keep it up.
And here's the thing, like, I don't like battle royales, and I was still disappointed.
Yeah, and that's why I fucking put all those mods together to do it in BL2, and it's an unbalanced, fucking unfair masterpiece. And I have so much fun doing it.
And we love it, dude. We love Borderlands in 2024.
Exactly.
We're questionable at best. Okay, what's a video game mechanic? It doesn't have to be Borderlands, but if it's in Borderlands, fine. What's a video game mechanic that you don't want to see in 4 that you just fucking hate, like in general in games? Like crafting or inventory or HP or anything, like slag or whatever it is.
If a game has crafting, I don't do it.
I forget crafting's a thing. I literally played through Kingdom Hearts so many times before realizing I could get a different Keyblade, let alone like things like Far Cry, where I'm like, why the fuck would I craft alcohol? What does it do for me? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't,
I hate to keep bringing up Souls, but in Elden Ring, there was a boss fight I was really fucking struggling with, like, bad. The Godskin duo, and people were like, oh, just craft sleep pots. You can put them to sleep. It'll make the fight literally a joke. And I was like, I do love the sound of that, but I'm not going to craft. Fuck it. So I just bashed my head against the wall until I won.
But then you won, and that...
Because I just don't want to craft.
I feel that.
I refuse.
Gas, you got one?
And BL4 have dodge rolling?
I'm still thinking. I don't want to cop out and say ladders because I fucking hate video game
ladders. Fucking suck.
BL3 is the best ladder system I've ever seen.
It honestly has a solid, like, because you can mantle and climb in such a seamless way, and it doesn't have like this is a specific path. Like, I still go ladder blind, but in a way less jarring of a way than I do for most things.
Well, more, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen, if I go towards a ladder, it stops being a ladder. Like, I'll bounce off of it. BL3 ladders are like fucking magnets, and it's perfect.
Yeah, the 2 ladders I hate when you get stuck in the little like bit where it just like keeps doing the same frame, whatever, when you're going up and down.
Yeah. You're like slightly off center.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. It drives me insane. Or like you just like won't actually attach it. It's fucking infuriating. So 3 did fix a lot of that. I don't mind the whole yellow paint thing people are like fucking mad about. I think a good takeaway from like people just get so fucking mad because they like don't want like how Resident Evil had like the yellow paint, or like it's like, hey, climb this, here's yellow paint on the kind of like smeared where you climb, or this is breakable.
Remember that in BL2 and 1 there are giant blinking flashing lights, arrows telling you exactly where to go?
Well, literally, I think the thing is like I saw a take that was gamers, I think the thing to take away from this is like, like they're not sitting in the game testing where you're watching people go, oh, this is really obvious where to go, get stuck for an hour. Or they talk about, I think it was Deep Space, like no matter what they did, people still try to aim for the head, and that's like not what you fucking do. So they literally had to write a billion times on the walls, cut off their limbs, like all down the walls, and people still weren't getting it, but that was their way of trying to spoon feed. And I think the big thing is people don't want to feel they want to feel spoon fed to know what to do, but they don't want to feel like they're being told what to do. Like they want to feel like they're figuring it out. And so it's kind of like Frostburn, where if I'm autopilot, I know where to go because the maps are pretty intuitive. The moment I look at a mini map in 3, I'm lost forever. And it's just like,
it's got to be the least intuitive map.
It fucking sucks. Electricity in BL3 is literally the bane of my existence. I fucking hate Electricity. That map is bullshit. I fucking hate it.
I hate it.
But I don't know how to fix it. Like, look at the mini map. It's like, no, because inherently, if I'm playing something like The Last of Us, I figure out where to go. Like, the foliage, everything will kind of like make it be like, this is where you go, right? Like, it is good about guiding stuff like that in adventure games. But things like Resident Evil and stuff that has like very classic inventory systems and like save points and stuff like that, I don't mind that, like, hey, breakables here, because there's so much, especially modern games with hyper realism, there's so much immersion everywhere. You don't want to go find what book. In the 90s, it used to be like you're looking for a book on the wall and one would be more animated than the others, and you're like, that one, and it would be fine. And now that everything's caught up, I feel like people are just like, they want to feel like, well, no, we're smart enough to find it. But no, we see people all the time bitch about shit that's not like. I will be doing that side mission in Scarlet's with a like X marks the spot, and I every single time will not be able to find the X. Every single time I play it.
I have a perfect example, actually.
What?
In the pre-sequel, The Veins of Helios.
Fuck the Veins of Helios. I love
Okay.
Helios.
Giant jumping section.
I may be the
Yep.
largest fan of Helios. I think I have that title officially now. Fuck the Veins of Helios. It literally.
There really isn't much indication where to go. I mean, the jump pads have direction, but even then, it's still.
You don't know the
I have
powers.
so many clips of me just
Yeah.
like forever get it, or like slightly missing if I accidentally boost, if I think whatever, if I don't trust, or like.
When we did the Crybaby run, it was Lucas's first time
Oh,
playing
I bet he
pre-sequel.
turned into.
He
a
died
real
like 4
crybaby.
times.
Yeah.
4
No,
times.
that
in the
map
Veins
is
of Helios.
absolutely terrible because you have no fucking clue where to go, and it's vertical too.
And they
Yeah.
had to put like 3 side missions in there, bro.
Honestly, for the longest time, I got lost in Sanctuary 3.
I still
So
do.
Me
often.
too.
I
dude.
still do when I swap
People
games. Like,
talked so much shit at me for that, but it's
No.
3 levels with a 2D minimap. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
no, I was stuck during the 3 hunt because of that. I literally like 10 days in, I think, or like a weekend had 12 points. Like I was just like, I'm not. We're getting there, baby. Like I couldn't remember any of the fucking maps, but the moment I'm like into for a while and then I'll hop into 3 or TPS for something, I get lost immediately. And Sanctuary is just layered. Sanctuary 3 is layered in such a way that it's like, okay, I'm going to Moxie's or I'm going to Marcus, and then I'm like, wait a second, no, this is Ellie's. Okay,
Marcus-
where's the thing? Like every time.
Marcus at the top, middle, or bottom. Like
Middle.
And how do I get to the
Yeah.
top, middle, or bottom?
And
Is
then
it-
it's to the left, but then which way am I facing? Is it to the left? Am I actually going the right way? No, that's Tannis's. Is this on the same floor? No, that's not. Like every single time.
like I'm better about it now just because I've played through it so much, but
Yeah.
It's just if I take a break from it at all, I go back and have to relearn.
Yeah.
The same with the UI because the UI is so different for every game. That
like part of it is
Mhm.
staircase, part of it is ladder, and all of it is fucked. It's just I hate it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do want them. If 4 doesn't have that fast travel from anywhere mechanic, I'm gonna kill them.
It needs to. I was actually
Yeah,
gonna
that was
say
so
it.
good.
Like that's something
See,
that
BL3 gets dunked on, but it has so much good stuff.
The quality
right?
of life
quality of
improvements,
is insane.
insane.
Shut
And
up,
Wonderlands
Lion.
too. No, I say all that my thing. Like
No,
like
I said it
Wonderlands.
first at the same
Wonderlands
time.
has it like amazing. Like I want to walk up to a vending machine and buy all ammo or refill ammo, sell junk without having to open anything. That's fantastic. Let's
Amazing.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
The
go.
quality of life changes cannot be understated.
Yeah. And I
Everything
just-
else
yeah.
about it,
Shut the fuck up.
most of it's pretty okay.
Okay, never mind. Keep talking. No,
Well,
I'm
no,
afraid. I'm
like-
afraid. No, never mind. Stop. That's it. Full,
I hate-
full stop. In a sentence. Nope.
I don't like the snipers or the rocket launchers, but beyond that, the gunplay is really solid.
I don't mind some of the snipers, but yeah, I don't like Hyperion guns in 3, but I'll still use some of them. But I thought the reverse recoil was so unique and interesting.
The
And
shield projection is really cool. I just don't think it's very good.
yeah, it
Doesn't
just
feel
isn't
like
enough
it's
for me to
doing
like,
anything.
yeah, it doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
I
like,
prefer
maybe-
to like the
that
charge of
they-
Malawan. Fuck
I like
Malawan
that
charge.
they went further upon like each mechanic, like Vladoff shooting fast, but they also have like the
Yeah.
under barrels, Mollywan
Yeah.
being dual elemental,
Yeah.
Jacob not only doing more
That
crit
was-
damage, but crits also ricochet.
That-
I
yeah,
like
But
all that.
fuck the
all those
Malawan
really
charge
cool.
time. And I also
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I do like the doll has like the firing
Yeah.
modes and stuff like that. Like it definitely helps. And
That
I
was
don't
a
know,
cool-
yeah.
That was a cool change. Or addition, honestly. Yeah, like they really came a long way from BL1 where every single gun feels like identical from the last.
Yeah, every assault rifle is just another assault rifle.
Gas,
some of
them
how
are
do you
burst
feel
fire.
about BL1?
Didn't age the greatest.
I fucking hate it.
You fucking hate it, really.
I hate it.
I,
My-
I,
We all
Oh,
I think
know
if
I feel
guns
about
are
it.
why you play Borderlands, you probably like BL1.
I enjoy guns in Borderlands. They make brain go burr in a way that other games don't. Like same with the action skills, same whatever. I have only played through a full playthrough of Roland. I will say, like he is my main and one. I will eventually make myself go play Lil. I tried to play Mordecai and I was like, no, fuck this. But my problems with 1 very much are like it just like forgot it had a story or needed a story or did anything, and it's
Mhm.
very flat and like whatever. I do think it did a ton to all the happy accidents that made it like what it is, like great, it gave us the rest of the franchise, whatever. But anytime I talk about it with people, I feel like if they played it before BL2, they have these like nostalgia goggles on.
That's how I feel about BL3. I feel like if you played BL3 before BL2, you'll like BL3 more.
Well,
majority of the time.
I can see that. Yeah, because it's a more modern game. Yeah.
I played BL1 before BL2 even came out. I was like 12 years old, played it till I was like 15.
Shut the fuck up.
And I think it's the worst one.
I played them in order.
I think it's the worst one.
I don't really want to play it much.
I know every time I'm like, I could do a challenge. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to. I genuinely just, it has elements.
I would much rather play any of the other ones. I mean, pre-sequel.
Yes.
I don't think pre-sequel has the replayability for me, but
it doesn't have drop farming, and that's the issue. Like, there's no gear acquisition sense.
BL1 doesn't even have farmable bosses.
Well, no, but BL1 is bad.
Oh, right, yeah. I forgot.
TPS just has other shit going for it.
BL1 doesn't have routing. There's like no routing. You just get what you get.
BL1 doesn't have a personality.
I do think it's good that like you can't just farm bosses for XP. You have to do side quests. But once I've done all those side quests already, I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
Just let me farm.
All right.
Sledge.
This was the question I want to ask while you're gone, but 5 things Borderlands 4 needs.
Oh, I hate this question. Okay.
You hate it? Really?
Do they have to be things that aren't in the other games?
No, they can be things that are in existing games.
That's one.
That's fake.
Okay.
Points deducted for cop out, but it's fine. Continue. Yeah. I'm judging all of this. This is a competition.
Like, one of mine is designated drops. We need those.
Obviously, it needs dedicated drops.
It's not obvious because look at pre-sequel. Look at Borderlands 3. Look at Wonderlands.
Yeah.
No, BL3 has dedicated drops.
Didn't at first though, right? They were
did it
really
not at first?
Scuffed. I'm pretty sure they were scuffed at first.
Oh,
like they kind of had it. Like pre-sequel kind of has it.
I want to say things that I don't think are like they're obviously going to do, like guns. You know, I feel like dedicated drops. There's no way they're gonna fuck that up again, right?
I think if they did, the game's dead.
Is it wishful thinking? I hope not.
I think
I have some level of
drops again.
I have some level of faith in the people at 2K.
I feel like they need designated.
I probably blame Gearbox more than 2K
for replayability and routing.
I don't really know which one's which. Like which
Gearbox is developer, 2K's publisher, so they do a lot of the ports and stuff like that. Yeah. Gearbox does have Gearbox Publishing, and they like whatever, but their partnership. Yeah, it's 2K does work on the game. It's things on the game, but yeah, it's more. Yeah.
Okay, so they need characters that aren't annoying to listen to.
Okay.
That's the biggest one. That's like the biggest
counterpoint. Claptrap is annoying to listen to. This is a tenant of Borderlands.
I have to disagree. I fucking love Claptrap lines.
And I love Claptrap, but my point is he's designed to annoy the Vault Hunter. Literally, the Vault Hunter, if they have lines, are like, fuck this dude. Like, it's like, I know he's a lie. Like, he's designed to be annoying. You can love him and be effective. Jack is designed to be annoying.
No, Jack isn't designed to be annoying.
He's absolutely designed to be annoying. Are we fucking?
He's not annoying. He is.
Jack is literally designed to be annoying. That is him. He is designed to annoy you.
He's condescending. You know, he's a dick, and you. Like, I don't.
There's one time Claptrap was actually cringe. There's one time.
He has a literal line says, I don't mean to condescend. I'm sorry, condescend is a word that means talk down to. You got that, kid? You telling me that this man isn't designed to be annoying? Yes, it's funny.
That's the difference.
Borderlands, it has humor. And their annoyance, they're trying to be funny. That is what it is.
Jack, see, that's why Jack works, because
Jack works because of Damian Clark. Let's get this very fucking clear. Like
his writing is also good. Like, come on.
I'm not a birch hater. I'm not one of these people that's like memes are like fucking ruining the franchise, whatever. I think that's totally fine. His writing is there. I, as an actor and as a writer who's given people things that like through reads, through other people, oh, this is great, whatever, you give it to the wrong actor, it doesn't sound good. Damian is very much a lot of that role. Like his energy is there.
Super fan and BL3 and stuff, Tyrene, people would eat it up.
Yeah, no, literally, I say
No.
this. Literally, the twins
I
do
think
not
they
call
will.
you that much more. Like, Jack is barely in 2 when you really look at the breakdown of, like, minutes per
Like
game.
there's a flaw in them being like cringe streamer vibe, but like
People don't like
Yeah,
satire themselves, like,
that's what I
whatever.
was gonna say is like if Jack is annoying, it's in a more fun way.
it's
Whereas
Fun is
banter.
subjective.
the cringe twins are
It's
just
one-sided banter.
cringe, and that's
Incest twins,
not
my bad.
fun to listen to. It is very intentionally. I don't want to be listening to this, but every time Jack talks, I'm
It's the
entertained.
charisma of
Yeah.
Damian Clark. I'm sorry. Do you want me to go get a bad actor to read Jack's lines who doesn't know Borderlands? I know
Okay.
plenty. I know
In that
plenty.
case, if that is the only thing, if you really think that is the only difference between Jack and the Calypsos is that the voice actors are bad, then
I don't
BL4
think-
is dead. Like
I don't think-
everything ever made.
Mick,
is
shut the
everything
fuck
else.
up. Miqueagul,
shut the fuck up.
shut
Hold
the
on.
fuck
You
up.
can
Listen to
talk in
me.
paragraphs, but I can't.
Yes,
Yeah.
I let you guys talk in paragraphs about the fucking scaling of this game and things and random things. You're gonna try to tell me that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm fucking saying. You were saying bad
Claptrap's
paragraphs.
hilarious, bro.
Claptrap can be hilarious all you want, and I love to hate him because he's designed to love to hate. Jack is designed to be someone that you very much want to defeat, but you like enjoy
I bet
wanting
you
to defeat
hate
him.
Pickle.
I don't hate Pickle, but he's annoying. He's fine. But he's not. My favorite thing about Pickle is the line with
not even in the game.
Pickle's just there. My favorite line from Pickle is not even a Pickle line, and it's when he's talking, and it's when fucking Taster is like, John, who is that? And Jack goes, that is a 10-year-old boy we hired to help us, because it's fucking hilarious.
That is the best line in the entire game.
It is so fucking funny every fucking time.
John.
It's so
You're fired.
Tacitor is so well written, and I fucking hate him. He like gets a trigger trauma response to me from like corporate America. I like fucking hate Harold Tacitor. He is so well done though. But that's the thing. Voice actors can make or break a project. When we talk about the importance of like Dragon Lord from Wonderlands, like I think the writing is there. I think Will Arnett also brings such a thing to a role.
The Reese's commercial.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
No, I thought Dragon Lord was good.
And I think, but that's the thing. Will Arnett brings such a Will Arnett energy to his roles. Like, look at Arrested Development. Taking Will Arnett, take Jessica Walters, take these fantastic comedy actors. You have the wrong actors in that role, that doesn't work. I'm saying that when you have the right actor in a role that brings your words to life correctly, amazing. I've seen my writing that I love, that gets a lot of positive things, it's funny, that makes people laugh out loud on the paper, read out loud by actors who cannot keep the right pace or do the right thing or make it their own, and it falls flat. I'm not saying the only difference of these things are those two. I'm saying they got so good with the fact that Damien was on IGN doing ad-lib Jack game playthroughs because that was how much of him he brought to the role. Like, it worked. And he's charismatic as a person. And that is a problem because for me, because I want this man out of my brain. But like, it works. The twins, no, they don't hit that note in the same way, but they weren't designed to hit that note in the same way.
I also hate the twins' end goal.
Yeah,
That's
me
fair.
too. No, yeah, 100%. That's like a big issue.
I
for me
hate
as
when
well.
villains are like, I'm gonna destroy the world because
I'm the bad guy. Come shoot me in the face. Like it's boring.
I can agree with that. However, because I have this argument all the time with people when they come in and want to tell me like, no, Jax doesn't care about anything. He's evil. It's always a more boring choice to be like, people don't fucking care or have a motive, right? The twins for me have a motive very clearly with Typhon, but I feel like a lot of that just isn't room to breathe in the game. And so, yeah, they are bad for the sake of being bad. Like, this is what they want. They feel what they're owed. But we do have, like, that through line of thought motivation in there. We just don't get to see it because it's a fucking shooter game and packed in with a billion characters and always trying to, like, the pacing doesn't allow us to have that. And
The problem...
Go ahead.
The problem is never the end goal. It's the reason behind it. Like, Jack wants to do all this because he hates bandits and he wants all of that stuff to be dead. It's like, okay, everyone can agree bandits are bad. Jack is just taking it way too fucking far. That to me is compelling. The Calypsos want to become gods and destroy the universe because their daddy was mean to them.
Abusive, but besides the point. Here's the thing.
I like Hector more than the Calypso twins.
Hector is literally the most boring fucking paper man. I hate him. Hector is literally boring.
So nothing.
He is literally a joke. Like, I fucking hate Hector.
Hey, a silent character is better than an annoying character.
In Borderlands, I disagree.
Because, like,
Okay, so Lion, if
I like when
Claptrap
Go
was
ahead.
replaced by just a silent robot that never talks, you think that would be worse than
Yeah.
you
Me who hates Claptrap, yeah, that would be worse. Claptrap is same with the Bandit, same with whatever. Like, it is quintessential to Borderlands.
so you hate Claptrap, but you want Claptrap to be in it.
Yeah.
I don't understand you.
Yeah. And that's why, because I'm like looking at the overall like vibe of the game, like what it is. Like, I'm excited for Claptrap to be shot in the face in the movie, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's
What Jack Black
annoying.
ever do to you?
I love Jack Black. That's not even the point. Jack Black is a treasure, and we love him. But it was in the cinema
I feel like
conversation.
for making them so annoying, they made killing them so unrewarding.
Listen, the Troy screaming, patch it out, like hot fix it out. Like, that was fucking awful, right? Like the early launch Troy battle where he's just like yelling the whole time, fucking horrible. But I
didn't
think,
know it was a thing, honestly.
oh my god, go look up videos. It's literally just like blood curdling. It's so bad all the time. They literally patched it out. But my thing with Jack, like, yeah, he hates bandits, whatever. But like, you want to boil that down to like the actor writing thing and this is where it comes into like story. It doesn't matter at a point if it's impacting how people play the game, if they care or not. But story, Jack, he wants to make what happened to Angel like not happen again. He wants back what he had. And bandits, through his whole story, every little thing we get, that is a key part of who he is. And he is the story of power, absolutely corrupting. That is it. And that is what they talk about behind the scenes as well, whatever. That is what his character is. It's the critique on capitalism and this power, but ultimately it's still a man who had his life fucking taken from him by bandits with his wife and daughter. What?
You guys ever watch Prisoners?
No.
No.
What is it?
Pretty much, spoiler warning for everyone watching. This guy's kid gets kidnapped with his like friend's kid. They get kidnapped, and the prime suspect is like this kid. Well, not kid, but like this like adult that's not like fully there. And dad's so sure that it was him. He kidnapped like this like like not fully aware guy and tortures him for info, and the kid that just doesn't know, and it eventually turns out that torturing the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And like if you're 100% sure like this guy knows where my kids are, you're gonna get a little violent with him,
a little stabby about it.
Well,
like he had reasoning to expect it, but he couldn't guarantee it, right?
No, but that's
he got a little stabby, and he ended up being wrong, and that was just part of the movie. Prisoners, good movie, watch it.
I will watch it. But like, that's the thing. That's the motive behind that, which again, Borderlands doesn't hammer on. It's not like a thing because you're running through places while this dialogue's happening, right? But we have that in the game for that. The Calypsos, I think whatever was missed, it's the fact that people, I think, don't believe that Ty and Troy like each other. And that blows my mind because that is where you have to believe in their narrative to be like, we're doing this together. Because Jack in his ending monologue, the no, I can't die like this, not when I'm so close. We don't get that moment from them. We get like a no, let's finish this together. But it's so focused.
I don't think they like each other at all.
I completely disagree. And I think we see that a lot through the game. And I could have an argument about it, but I'm not going to fucking have a PowerPoint about the Calypsos right now. But like, it's just like, I get where people have that disconnect though, because again, it's a Borderlands game. We're not spending time in these character scenes doing whatever. They are in and out antagonists. But half the fucking game, dude, the side missions where they're just like trying to like have each other's fans battle each other and do this and like making dumb puns and doing whatever. They're very sibling. They're very fuck around with each other. And you can still have resentment.
The second Troy is able to survive without her, he abandons her and then tries to kill her.
He doesn't, though. He literally doesn't. She goes, Troy, you were literally eating me like, but this is your moment. Okay, I get it. Like, we're going to do what you do. It was the Aurelia bit that was a betrayal there. But also, Ty tricked him to leave Necrotafeo because he was so afraid.
Because Troy fucked Aurelia instead of his sister. Okay.
No, enough. No. Spray bottle. Though the fact that Troy's bagging Aurelia... Troy getting topped by Aurelia, let's be very real. She is pegging that boy, but like beside the fucking point. Like, yeah, it's just.
You think he's long everywhere?
I do. Maybe not girthy. Like, he's very skinny.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Aurelia got stick bugged.
Well, that's why she's doing it. She's got her strap. Look at Aurelia. You think the woman doesn't have a strap? This is a whole different fucking conversation. That woman's back in. Let's. It is, and he likes it. But no, I mean, like, that's the thing. When your story's only strong as your antagonist, I think that's why a lot of the later Far Cry games tend to work, because people are like, the atmosphere of it. Yeah. BioShock works even without like a central antagonist like Infinite, because you're like, you never see him at the point like where you're running through. It's just like you're bonding over this we're getting you away from this threat. Whatever that perceived stake and threat is, it's fine. 3 tried to shove too much in it.
I think for the most part, I think I said I liked Hector more than the Calypsos, because like I feel like the Calypsos aren't really like, we're the good guys, right? They're like, we deserve this. It's our birthright, which is just kind of weird. I don't like that. Yeah. Like, I guess you could go on the same, but like Hector, he literally wants to make the air breathable on Pandora. And like Ellie has this line I heard just the other day where it's like, plants in breathable air? Scooter wouldn't want that. Or even at the end,
we're not the good guys. We, the playable, are not the good guys.
I like that it's like, morally like questionable everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think every bad guy has to be like, it doesn't have to be a moral question where it's like, oh man, they kind of have a point. I do think it is more compelling when that is the case. But bottom line, Jack worked and the Calypsos didn't. Whatever reasoning there is behind that, whether it's just the voice actor or the lot of factors combined, that is, according to the vast majority of the community, me included, that is the case.
The echo chamber of the community.
BL4 needs good bad guy. That's the first one on my list.
You think they don't fucking know that, though? This is where I'm like, we get a billion of these like video essays where people are just like, this is a thing killing the franchise. And they're like, we need a compelling villain in 4. I'm like, oh my God. Wild. Who?
Gas said dedicated drops. Come on.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Susan.
Oh, Susan sucked. I was so ready to stand Susan.
But like, I can understand where she's coming from.
No, she literally says the same thing 4 times over and over and over again. I can understand where the Calypsos are coming from. Like, daddy issues make you crazy. Daddy issues make you crazy.
Borderlands players hate edgy teenagers.
They do. Obviously, they love Tina though. So what's the fucking rub here? Like,
well, yeah, because she was mentally ill.
Listen, the thing people are missing about the Calypsos, and the way I see the swing was there, was like, this is bandit royalty. We've been up against corporation. What, you wanted another verse doll? You want the Borderlands 4 to be here's insert corporation here? That's not the bad guy. Like, at what point does that change from you're getting bored? Which is why Zarpedon worked in TPS, because really our antagonists are Roland, Moxie, Lilith by the end. But like, we have this united thing. We're not fighting Doll. We're not doing whatever.
Doll has a bad issue with just like people like defecting.
Literally, Doll sucks.
Zarpedon
just throws money at people, and they're like, "Do whatever the fuck you want. If we're selling guns,
literally,
it's good enough."
This is why I think it would be good to have someone like Reese or like something like that. Like, it has to be someone we have established at all. I don't think it'll be Rose. I don't think whatever. I do think it'll be someone new, but I would like to see this turn to be like in TPS, like how we had Zarpedon, we had all this stuff, and then it comes where we're ending up against someone that we know a little bit. Like, I think it's more compelling than what we're going to get from 3 or what we're going to get from 4, because a lot of my thing with 3 is what people are really like and that's the thing. I don't even think they're missing it. I think it just doesn't hit the way it was supposed to hit. And that's all that matters. It wasn't hitting no matter what. That's fine. But Hammerlock even has a comment about it where it's just like, the corporations I know are kicking themselves for not thinking of doing what they did and uniting bandits. Like, they are literally billions across these galaxies and doing this stuff. Like, they're pandering to the people that the corporations weren't pandering to. And now they're ruling this fucking galaxy, right? And that's it. And
it was a really good idea.
That's the thing. And that's the thing. The execution, there's too much in 3's story to have any part of the story breathable. Lilith's arc of losing her powers and getting them back. Maya dying. Ava growing up through this, whatever. Tannis being a siren. The twins. Can you think of a single arc in 3 that feels like it's like, oh yes, this is a complete, like what you're talking about, the Calypsos? Because I can't at that point. Ava's the closest we get to it, and that's with her DLC. And there's nothing in there that has room to breathe because the pacing of 3 was so bloated and so all over the place because they were shoving every,
I still can't
guest
believe
star and
that
this
like
in
the
there.
moon is actually gone.
I know.
I thought she just held it in place.
Yeah, I thought she like
No.
sacrificed on the moon or whatever, but like no, Elba's just
Even
fucking
Nick.
gone. Yeah.
No,
No, I didn't
the
fucking know.
moon is gone. The
Yeah,
moon
Randy's
is gone,
confirmed.
Nick.
No, Randy's confirmed
Wait.
that. Like, find Elpis, find Lilith.
She phase walked the moon out
The
of.
whole moon is
Yeah.
gone.
That's
She
what they're talking
phase-walked
about on the Borderlands podcast and what Randy talked about. Yeah, the moon's gone.
Oh, okay.
I thought she just put her fucking
No, same.
trademark on it while she stopped it from like opening the fucking
Yeah,
shit.
because I knew that like everyone's like she's not dead. She just got stuck in the phase walk dimension. Apparently, she took the moon with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I say
The
she didn't
moon is
die,
gone.
she just turned into the moon. I'm right.
Which is why I could
Yep.
see Pandora being inhabitable and like all this stuff, like, and just like us having to move locations and like time jump and whatever to find Lil. Especially because like we know siren powers and like all this stuff, like the vaults are in different dimensions, right? And so what we're looking for is if they're smart, it's gonna open up to, having those maps like we did in 3, but mostly just I think having reasons to go back to locations. And the K6 and I were arguing about the iridium slabs and like the fact that they're locked till after game to like be able to go read them. But I think that's the whole point of adding new content in TVHM. Like I like things like that. But Borderlands, unless you're going to like go through completion or things like that, I hate to go back and forth, whatever. But you need to have like if we're doing a search for spot kind of thing, we need to have a reason to be searching for something and not going as linear, like this is what we're doing. And if that's taking place off Pandora, like 3, a lot of criticism is like we're not on Pandora a lot, but we needed to do it to like establish this is still Pandora. I don't know if we need that anymore. I think maybe that's the thing. We're trying to get back to Pandora, trying to get this right, trying to do whatever. And then is Pandora different at that point? Like, I think they need to move the story forward, even if that means, cool, we're blowing everyone up and starting with brand new characters and brand new story at this point, like, which they won't do, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the issue because just with 3, they were so concerned about my impression is they were so concerned about the fact Jack wasn't in it and what they were going to live up to these expectations. So they shoved everything possible in it. And now none of them actually have arcs or land in the way that the general community or Echo Chamber or whatever we want to fucking argue about wants.
Yeah.
Nick has just muted me at this point.
What?
Yeah.
I would never.
I think TBS did it well.
I hang on your every word so that I know exactly how to disagree.
That is true.
Lamau.
I do realize I misspoke though, because originally I said a main antagonist that isn't annoying, and then I said good antagonist. I definitely still meant the first one. Like they don't have to even be good; they just have to not be annoying.
I think annoying is so subjective though to people. Like it's just like that's the hard bit where it's like the twins were made to annoy us. They literally called to annoy us, and that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If that's
And
the case, I feel like killing them should have felt better.
Yeah, no, because like people didn't like that. Like that was the goal. People didn't like it.
It's like they die, and then it's like
let's not do that again.
Lilith's moment to shine, and I fucking hate Lilith, bro.
It's true. Mordecai was
God,
barely in the game.
Lilith,
I'm good with
if
that.
we find Lilith in BL4, and she says "Howdy, boys,"
Dude,
Sup.
What are the odds they wrote that in just
stop
for
the
you?
recording.
I bet
I'm
they
going to
did.
say something.
I bet they wrote it in just for you. If I worked there, I was a writer, I'd be like, guys, you seen this guy's videos? Let's fuck with him.
I mean, they do fuck with us. They do have those lines in there. Like, some people just want to play like this like 7-year-old game over and over again. It's just wild to me. Insane. Like wild. We love it. We love being dragged.
If the vast majority of the people buying the game
I don't think it's a vast majority of people buying the game. I think it's a vast majority of people on fucking Reddit. Because do you know how many people I meet at cons who have no idea who the fuck I am but are obsessed with the Calypsos? Do you know how many people have just played 3? I run into these people who literally look at like Telepath when they're in time like a fucking god. And these people live on like Tumblr and all this other stuff and make the merch and do whatever. Like they're at the creative part of the fandom, not the gaming part of the fandom too. That's like in this thing on Reddit. There are people who genuinely love every character that we all hate. Like there's always someone who loves this. But the fact that it's people that aren't replaying the games in a challenged way that I talk to are generally the ones that are so excited running up. People think I'm Troy sometimes when I'm in cosplay because they like see Tyrene and like go blank. And the opposite happens, but less often. Most people just try to go, oh my God, it's Captain Jack. Like they try to remember the name if they like didn't know. But a lot of people only played 3 and liked 3.
Captain Jack.
It's hilarious every time. Like
Well,
when they
I'm
try to
not
like place
talking.
it.
I'm not talking just from Reddit. I try to avoid it, but sometimes I just can't help myself. I'm just talking about like every person I've ever seen in any person's stream ever, except for you.
So the echo chamber online. I'm not the only one.
Echo chamber online. You're gonna pretend that conventions aren't an echo chamber?
I'm saying I've run into a billion
Tumblr-
different
Tumblr
conversations.
isn't an echo chamber.
Tumblr absolutely is an echo chamber. I'm not talking about fucking Tumblr. I'm saying these
You
people have their
thrive.
own.
You thrive in echo chambers.
I don't even have a fucking Tumblr. I'm saying when I'm at conventions, I have to have a conversation with a billion people who want to touch my wig and go, oh my God, what's it made of? And tell me all their thoughts on Borderlands. We were standing there in Borderlands cosplay talking to the narrative director.
Captain Jack.
Not always, no. But they're the people who are like, oh my God, hey, Captain Jack. And walking, you're like, or they're like, oh my God, they're in the style of Borderlands. Oh, wait, shit, no, that's Jack. Like literally these people who like haven't processed whatever. But like we were sitting there talking to the narrative director of Gearbox at fucking PAX, and people kept coming up and asking him to take our photo and talking about Borderlands to us in front of him. And they had no idea who he was. And they were just gushing about all this stuff. Wonderlands sold really fucking well. There's a reason they're still putting this shit out there, and I think it's just because we're a very niche community. I don't think it's like, oh, the vast majority of the public absolutely loves BL3 and think the Calypsos are better than, and I don't fucking think that. I just think that we in general have an opinion, and it's easy to be like, yeah, because I admit all the time, I talked about this on stream yesterday, I know I like the Calypsos more because Telepath is so into Ty, because that was my first introduction to the twins. Like, they had played it before me, and we're like, hey, you can't get really touched, Troy, because people relive them there, and it makes me sad, because, like, Ty's not getting enough love right now. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll play it, because I, like, didn't have Epic at the time, and, like, whatever. I was like, cool. And I play it, and so I was paying attention, and I went in knowing that she really loved them, and for whatever reason, from first thing. And I was like, okay, I totally get what's happening here and talking about it. If I didn't have that introduction, maybe I like it differently. But I had the same thing with Jack. Like, it's very, like, lead you to water kind of moment. If people play the game knowing people are disappointed in 3, they're going to look for reasons to be disappointed. When people come back to me in stream because they haven't played TPS or they, like, hated it when they played it and they're trying to play it again, I get multiple people coming to me telling me that they tried it again and they actually really like it. And I think having that positivity doesn't fucking hurt. I'm not going to be positive about shit I don't like. I will criticize whatever. Criticism is fair. I just genuinely think that, like, it's so easy to be surrounded by, oh yeah, the Calypsos suck, and not go like, okay, well, people will come argue info about Ava that's just incorrect. And I'll be like, well, it's actually, this is the line. They're like, well, I wasn't listening. And like, I didn't do that. And I'm like, then you're not even arguing the full, you don't even care about the story. What does it matter? Like, what does it matter?
It's weird to me that if someone disagrees with you, it's an echo chamber, and if they agree with you, it was a well-informed opinion.
No, I'm saying I also do echo chambers. Fucking, that's not. What the fuck are you talking? I just said.
Can I address an elephant I think is in the room?
I literally just said that I know I like the Calypsos from this. What gas?
So for the longevity of a game, I feel like there's got to be some replayability to it, right? And for the most part, I feel like people replaying Borderlands games, I'm adding everybody except Lion right now, don't replay it for the story.
Yeah,
it's
the majority do not.
Watching like the same movie too many times, you'll get like bored of it, right? Type deal. So I feel like bare minimum, they have to at least make it bearable, right? BL3, people are turning the dialogue off, which doesn't save them time or anything. They just cringe at it.
It's gotta be
like it.
The most popular mod is the one that turns off the dialogue.
Right, and it's like, to each their own, right? Like, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I feel like it's just got to be bare minimum bearable for a lot of the people that aren't playing it for the story. And if it's not bearable, and it's like BL3 or worse, they need to give you the option to skip through it. That slows you down so much.
Skippable.
And I speedrunners don't speedrun Wonderlands because it's got like some issues, but also it's so much dialogue waiting. I've heard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is.
And
yeah.
3,
Like there's
that's
like
my
the
problem with
pirate
3
section where you
dialogue.
go
Yeah.
through like a ghost pirate like parade roller coaster thing or something, or like tour, and it just takes forever.
Yes. Yeah, it's a solid like 15 minutes, or at least it feels like it, of just pirates singing.
Yeah, and
It's a take off the headphones section.
that's why I think Borderlands 1 hit. Borderlands 1 didn't have a story, right? And it still hit for its time.
No story is better than bad story.
I mean, it just kind of felt like Borderlands 1 story was like on the backlog just to kind of keep you on like knowing why you're kind of here, like what the end goal was.
But that wasn't intentional. I mean, they've even come out and talked about that, where they're like, we realized we needed to do shit, and like,
they also realized it was a shitty Mad Max game.
yeah,
I think they knew that before they started developing it.
it was inspired by Mad Max. That was literally a known
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that was well documented.
Actually,
That's an
I
argument. That
feel
doesn't
like-
fucking matter.
nah.
I feel like for story, I couldn't care much about
Which
story.
is what fucking kills me, is that it's people like you guys who don't give a fuck really about story who argue me to the death on story.
Yeah, because I still mute it. And if I
Exactly.
don't care about story and it bothers me, there's an issue.
And
I
that's
don't know why you're lumping me in. I care about the story.
because you just said that if
Oh,
it's,
that's
I think
fair.
opinion's right, then it's an echo chamber. And that's not what I'm fucking saying. I literally said that I have my own echo chambers. I'm saying a convention by nature. It's not, I'm not going to a Handsome Jack is great convention. I actively have people who fucking hate Jack, who actively argue with me in DMs and wherever, have fucking Twitters that are just like all about why Jack is problematic, whatever, and call me like literally. People will find their own echo chamber for whatever they think. That's the internet. I work in social media. That is all social media is. You curate your own timeline to find what you want. That is it. I'm not saying my opinion is right. I joke all the time about like, well, no, they're wrong if TV is bad, but like it's fine. Like you're allowed to not like something. That doesn't make it bad, is my point. I'm saying like it is not like we talked earlier about the way we play the games are not the way the vast majority of people play the games. And that is generally what it is. Like I remember telling someone who loves Borderlands right before 3 came out, they're like, oh my god, like it was a couple, and I was like, go and watch your kids for the weekend. And the weekend it came out and we were talking about it, they were like, oh my god, who's your favorite character? I was like, I mean, I'm Jack, like what would it be? They were like, oh my god, I fucking love Mordecai. And it's like that, like they had like the most like Tannis and like all this stuff, and this was fucking like, this is pre BO3. It was just like we had these little games to look at. That was what it was. Like people love different things from different games, and this is not a narrative game where people are sitting here going like, well, the story's not that good and whatever, and if you're sitting through it, like if you don't like Last of Us because you don't like narrative games and you don't like the story and you don't like the gunplay, whatever, you don't like it, and that's a valid thing. Borderlands, when we're taking bits and pieces of it and it's just going like, well, no, I think it's this, we go back to saying like Jolt doesn't play 3 that much. People who don't really go back to 3 after launch, how many times have you heard opinion parroted that you hear have Jolt said that then gets through this like telephone game that comes back in your
that's
chat?
definitely part of it. Yeah.
People tell me all the time, this is the gun that's the best. This is a build that best. I'm like, just because you know other people doing it, this is the best build for me. I'm minority here. I think that Locke's the best. I think I'm right. I also know that I'm fucking crazy, and that's not the most like, you know, the right build, right? It just works for
There is
me.
no right build, you know?
And that's the
It's
beauty of
whatever you find fun.
Borderlands. That's the beauty of Borderlands. And I think, like, for me, it's just really weird because there are plenty of dialogue in all the games that I don't like. There are plenty of humor that I
My
don't
mic
like.
might be far away. Sorry.
It
if
was.
I'm quiet.
It's
BL3 is the one where you're forced to sit there while it plays.
You're
The other
gonna
ones you
sit
can
there
just
and
move
act
on.
like we're not sit to force there without save quitting. And 2, the moment they need to like build up, like this is where we're going. Let me give you the whole exposition as we sit here forever.
Yeah, no, you just go there if you know where to go. Like if it's your second time playing through, you've already done this.
Sometimes the fucking thing
When you
doesn't check
rescue
off and you can't,
Roland-
so you go and then you get stuck and then you have to load back in and go to the thing, because if you like continue alone before Claptrap's done doing the thing, then it doesn't actually
How many
trigger. You have to
Does
go
that
back.
happen in 2 versus 3?
I don't know, because I
Because
don't
for
try to fucking do
3
it in 3. 3
For
I get
3, it's
annoyed all the
every single
time.
mission.
3 I get annoyed.
For 3.
Yes. And I've never not criticized that. That has been a very valid, like, yeah, I hate.
I feel like I skip Borderlands 2 because I know what they say, not because it's cringe.
Yeah, that too.
I don't skip 3 because it's cringe. I skip because it takes fucking forever when we sit there and go, oh my god, shut the fuck up, just give me the thing I need so I can keep going.
Yeah. So we have the same reasoning.
I just like
We have the same
literally.
reasoning.
On 3,
I
I
said
will like
dialogue
walk
skip.
to the
Yes, do
back
it like
of
a cyberpunk
Sanctuary so I
way.
can't hear the twins anymore. Like when they come out in their bandit masks and we eat butts, like I just run to the back of
Yeah,
Sanctuary.
and I
so you
fucking
can't
hate
hear the
toilet
dialogue.
humor. Do you know how much toilet humor is in Borderlands?
How much is in
3.
BL2?
A lot, dude. Fucking all the psycho lines, literally anything going along. Like Scooter's weird
psycho-
dialogue.
you're
Scooter
fucking-
has shitty dialogue. Scooter is creepy.
Scooter's very strange.
He's very creepy,
Yeah.
and literally everyone I'm saying
psychos-
is cringy.
When are you ever actually listening to the dialogue of the enemies you're killing unless you're like doing starting
You think
pistol
Scooter
only?
is creepy, bro?
I do,
What's
and
creepy
I
about
like him in
Scooter?
Tales. I don't know. He tells you to go like take all these pictures of this girl who's or, like of stuff for this girl to like get a poem and goes and she kills herself after she reads it or she talks about he has
Okay,
some
he's not the best
questionable.
with words.
He has
But,
some
like-
questionable, non-consensual
good.
kind of comments. You want me to pull up the Scooter dialogue because it gets
No, I know the poem.
not just
Someone
the
wrote it
poem.
in a card. Someone wrote it in a card for me once, and I
I
thought
literally
that
was like, we don't have to
badass.
record that much more.
I
And I'm sitting
didn't.
here now. We're in a fight. We're in a fight now. This is what Scooter dialogue, Borderlands 2.
Oh,
Fuck
no.
you.
Not annoying character.
Also, all I'm gonna fucking
Okay.
say, not all I'm gonna fucking say, you know, whatever. The point I want to make is we can talk about how much people hate 3 and dialogue in this and crunchy whatever. I, as someone who's tried to find every little snippet I can about 2 and every Jack dialogue and every whatever, do you know how many fucking message boards exist of people hating the 2 dialogue and saying that the memes are the death of this and 2 is cringy writing and get Anthony Birch out of
yeah,
here because it's whatever? People
that too.
hated 2 when it fucking came out. Like, yes, people loved the game and did the game, but there was a very loud community who hated it so much so that Birch actively makes comments about it. Like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. There's plenty of shit I don't like in every game about it. Tales has the
I just
best writing
don't
of all of it. TPS is close, but they still have humor I don't love.
I just
Okay,
don't
TPS
think-
side missions are fucking unhinged.
They're insane. Insane, but
like
some of the
those.
lines are the best.
Find
Some of the
guy
lines are
in
fucking-
closet to freeze him solid because he's
It's
angry.
hilarious, but it's hilarious. It's like that's just someone
Put
wanting to
broom
get their
under
anger
guy's
out.
arm.
I just love Janie's the football hot dogs homophobia. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good.
That's such a good one.
That one basketball side quest where the dude jumps so hard he fucking like exits.
You know he has. You know you can see him in BL3.
Can you really?
Yeah, you could. I'm pretty sure at some point in the game you could see him in like the deck of Sanctuary 3.
I think that's my favorite side quest in the entire game because it was just so weird. I was dying laughing. I
That's
was
so
also
good, bro.
like mid-teenager at the time, so it was like my kind of humor. I'm
yeah.
just like, what the fuck is going on? That's funny. Oh, but yeah, so I think like
And then it's like right
no
before
matter
the end
how
of the game
cringy
where
the
things
writing is, it just isn't shoved down your throat like it is in 3.
Here are some Scooter quotes of the Lainey mission. You met my girl Lainey. She's perfect, man. Blonde, great body, distantly related to me. But and fridge rat's brainwasher. You got to snap her out of the cannibalism crab. Whatever. Bring her magazine or bring her flowers.
Okay.
Oh, if you can find porno mags, just snag those for me too. Blah, blah, blah. She's craving human flesh. Blah, blah, blah. All the things we know. Then I'm going to go ahead and blame all that rage on being turned into a rat thing unless on the Scooter was a bad boyfriend thing. Easier for everyone that way. Still, at least we tried. Friggin' Ratsmans, I was this close to finding out what second base feels like, and also what second base is. Who the crap are these little dudes? Lainey's been shacking up with tiny folk that cannot abide. Wipe those dwarves out, man. Like, I'm sorry, you think none of this is fucking
no.
cringy?
I was like halfway there for the entire thing until that last bit. I was like, yeah, I mean that's
the
know,
tiny folk part. Yeah,
those
you
are
got me there.
jokes. Those are it's just kind of funny. I probably wouldn't laugh at it, but I'd be like, huh. And that not so much at the end. They really
There are some questionable
Next time you play
lines.
Tails, look Scooter in the eye and tell him he's creepy right before he dies.
I would, but listen, and Tails he's still a little creepy, but they do the Tina effect where they give her more of a character, they give him more of a character, so it's fine. 2, he's literally just like he's got some lines in here. He's all the ladies say Scooter's the fastest ride in town. Catch it. Oh, I just realized that's an insult.
that's such a good joke.
Listen, I love Borderlands and all the flaws that are in there. I think because I love the flaws too, I'm totally fine dissecting the game. Jack has some weird fucking bits, especially in Jackbot. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Jack, like whatever,
I think So I think that's our difference. Is you appreciate the jank.
Yeah.
I ignore it. So in the game where it is the hardest to ignore, icky, bad.
God. Just thought I should tell you, no matter how much you tip Moxie, she ain't gonna sex you. Trust me on this one. Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, we're laughing at it, aren't we?
Because it's out of kind of like rating this to be like,
It's so out
holy
of
shit.
pocket. Oh
It's
my
just, and that's the thing.
God.
Some of the out of pocket shit in Borderlands really works, but like, he just,
I like out of pocket shit. I don't know.
I also like, and it's funny and unexpected, and that's why some of the things in New Tales land. I think New Tales is cringy. I definitely, but like that's the thing. Cringe culture is kind of fucking dead. I think that's the thing. It's not even like, oh, game's cringy. PL2 is fucking cringy. I don't care. I know why I like Jack. I don't think it's why most people like Jack, and that's fine. The twins, I
Mick,
know
do you
I'm
think BL2
biased.
is cringy?
As a whole, no.
Can you think of one cringy thing in BL2?
This isn't
Like-
a great example, but man, Lilith, that voice actress has one line read that just makes me facepalm every time. Like, it sounds like a fucking robot read it. After Roland comes back and he's like, "Oh, I was taking a leak that got me," she says, "Wow, you are a dumbass."
Oh, okay.
It's not cringe like you're going for, but I need to
Mhm.
point
I
that out.
love how
when
that's
can.
the thing. That there is this
It bothers me every time. I swear that
No, I
voice
have lines
actress,
like that where I
Have you-
ran every time.
I'm sure she's
Do you know
great, but
about the bioscan?
they couldn't have done
The
a second take.
bioscan,
I love you.
no, not the I love you, but when Angel says bioscan, I don't want to say it out loud if you don't want to unhear it, because
No,
someone
what?
No, I
told you
hear it
that
every time. I know what you're saying. I hear
What?
it every time.
you want to know.
Bioscanned.
I want to know.
She says bioscanned when it should just be bioscan. When you go into when she's talking about how you have to pass the bioscan,
She's a
she'd be
few
like,
of those.
in order to get to the bunker, you're gonna have to pass a bioscanned and it should just
It's
be
gonna bother me now.
bioscan.
It's gonna
Yeah,
bother
you're
me
gonna
now.
hear it. I hear it every time.
There are a lot of Angel lines too, or maybe just the one, like, I don't remember exactly where it's early on, where it sounds like they did multiple takes and tried to cut two takes together and they didn't do a good job of it. So you can tell like there's a very hard cut. Me and Gas both do a lot of voiceovers, so I'm sure you
Yeah,
have plenty of
yeah.
experience doing that when it doesn't sound good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely did that. So a lot of their voice acting, like some of it just doesn't work. I will say, I think when Scooter says if you what was it? If you make fun of how she looks, I'll strap you to a vending machine and set you on fire. It's like, okay, dude, good, proud of you. Like,
Have you
that's
seen the
kind of
corpses that are
cringe.
strapped to vending machines?
Look, it is an actionable threat. It's real, but also I feel like when you go that extreme with a threat, it's kind of cringy. It's a little silly, a little goofy.
I don't think that's too.
I'm trying to think of other examples, but I
don't think
actively
it's too
ignore
cringy.
everything everyone says in this game forever.
I think that's fair. That is your journey, your experience. That's lovely. I wish that were me a little bit.
I can, if you ask about BL3, I can give you 14 examples. Just kidding. I can give you one.
I can give you
No,
Typhon de Leon. I think Typhon de Leon is the cringiest motherfucker and he's not funny. And I hate how every fucking dude bro comes in my chat and tells me how their favorite character. And they jerk
How is
off to
he
Typhon de
anyone's
Leon.
favorite
He
character?
fucking sucks. He fucking sucks. I hate him.
At most, he's kind of a nothing character.
He's
And
annoying.
at
If I have to hear the
worst-
word sphincter one more time, I'm gonna put a pickaxe through my face. I can't even speak. That's how mad he makes me. I fucking hate him. I
hate
think he's
it,
cringy and
I'm sorry.
awful.
Tiny bladder gang. Hold
Oh, you
on.
little peewee little piss pants over there.
Too many.
In my BL1 review video, I was like, give me some color. And then I showed BL3. I was like, okay, I wanted a paint job, not a fucking acid trip.
What'd I miss?
Mick admitting I was right and that he's just flaming me and that
Not even close to true.
I'm correct.
All I said is that I think BL3 is the second best. My order is 2-3 TPS 1.
2, 3, TPS 1.
It's a pretty big gap between those first
I'd
two.
probably
though.
switch 3 and TPS.
I have
That's fair.
different rankings based on how well written is this / do I enjoy this for me, and then which is most fun to play. Because again, there are plenty of games I love that are very like, this isn't a fantastic story, but it's not fun to just sit here and fucking.
I mean, for
yeah.
well written, TPS #1 all the way.
Yes, it's the best friend of the shooters. Absolutely, because it actually had a through line of thought, but like it knew what it was doing.
Has a compelling story. Like you see the twist coming. It's not even a twist. You see the betrayal coming, and it's still like, damn.
It still hurts. It still feels impactful, and you're still, either you're rooting for or against Jack the whole time as you're doing it. Like it very much, the Vault Hunters are involved. There are so many good things that it did. I think Tails is the best ranked game. TPS is close second.
I'm writing my full thoughts down, so if you see typing, that is
I do see
what
typing.
I'm doing.
I am able to look past the writing of 3 enough to enjoy how good the game itself is.
That's the thing. It's mechanically fun to play. It is a lot of fun.
It is by far the best shooting experience Borderlands has to offer.
Especially the adaptive triggers on the PS5. So good. Such a good improvement.
That is.
They're literally on the PS5, when they have a PS5 native game, you can have the adaptive controls and like haptic feedback. So like if it's raining in a game, it feels like it's raining, and it's not like in the way the controller like vibrates. Like for some reason, just like really, like my brain like associates it like these tiny little things. But when you're sliding on something, you feel like you're sliding. It's really cool. But then even the triggers. So if you have a shotgun and then you change to a different manufacturer shotgun, or you change to a sniper, how hard you have to pull the trigger, and then the kickback recoil from the shoulder buttons changes as you're doing it. It's so fucking cool.
Who thought of that?
It's insane, dude. I'm telling you, the PS5 is fucking A+. But literally, when I was doing a photo shoot in my apartment at one point, and I was like going to like change, and I was like, I just had the PS5, and I like knew the photographer from other shit, and I was just like, have you done the adaptive controllers, like haptic feedback thing yet? And he's like, no. And so I pulled up BL3, and I just had like a Zane file, like barely started somewhere, right? And I was like, cool, like go run around, do something, like get ready. And he sat there for like 25 minutes, just like swapping, like picking up different guns, like just mesmerized by it. And I'm like, it genuinely made me restart my playthrough of Wonderlands when I got the 5 and I transferred like whatever. And I was like, holy shit, I don't care. Like I need to know what this feels like. And it was so cool in like the Last of Us remake, because it was like when you're doing the health kit, you feel like you're rolling the gauze around your arm, and you feel like the reload. Like it's insane.
Wow.
It's so good.
I can't even imagine that.
It's so cool. It's so hard to explain, because I'm like, we've had just vibrating controllers and this whole thing, like, oh, earthquake things happening, and you can toggle on and off. This genuinely, like, however they do it psychologically, that I remember opening Miles Morales on the 5 is one of the first ones to like just see how it looked and fuck around with it. And the opening scene is like kind of snowy, kind of raining, right? And I was like walking, and as I walked through, I was like, why does it feel like I can tell I'm walking on wet ground and like slippery ground? And all you're doing is just like walking through. And it was just wild to me. So cool.
Oh, so I thought of something. I think somehow my absolute biggest complaint about 3, hopefully we can agree on this.
I feel the threat.
Why are there only 2 takedowns?
Yeah.
I want 10. Yeah. I enjoyed the game. I want to play it more. Give me more.
I think the fact that just like things, and if I don't think if Sony had like allowed the co-op, it would have like the cross-platform, it would have changed a whole lot. But I do think that it's just the scope of the player base.
This in chat if you guys want to look at it.
No, I do. I think it's scope of player base, and then a lot of other shit, where it's just how much money are we doing this, free updates of these games, this line drops, routing for Okay, so you think BL4 doesn't get drops, earnable in-game difficulty, but not Chaos 100. In-game activities, full DLCs with one raid, bearable story, and rare stuff to hunt for. Okay. I like that list. I like that list.
I feel like that's got to be like the minimum for it to be the next game that people keep playing. Otherwise, I feel like even if you're missing one of these, we're going to be hanging on BL2 until BL5 comes out, I feel.
I agree. I just also want to like, I don't know what I would swap out for it, but like the quality of life upgrades that they keep doing, like we can't go backwards on those. Like we need
of course,
the legendary beam, the auto pickup, all that annoying shit. Like yeah.
I I think BL3 suffers from just like, first of all, you don't earn the end game, so there's nothing to do there. You just toggle it, and then after that, there's like 2 raids.
I would
like
swap
Nick
out.
said.
I would swap out story for dialogue skip.
Yeah, that's kind of why I loved. I didn't put parentheses, but I was like bearable story or the option to skip it. Like
I
is
feel
like
the option to skip it makes it bearable.
That could be fair.
exactly.
That's how I'm interpreting it, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could agree with this list. I'm
Yeah,
throwing
'cause
in a
I realize
Dark Souls dodge roll, though.
I
Dodge roll would be
realize
cool.
I'm describing Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
but it worked, right?
Yeah.
No, it worked, and that's the thing. This is, I think,
For the most
core
part.
of
Like
what.
obviously the end game, like I don't OP levels are for the casual player are tough. I feel like it should be like a 10 or less of like an earnable challenge.
You don't
I like
wanna-
mayhem modifiers. I don't think we'll keep them the same way, but I do like that concept.
So
a thing.
guess, if
Yeah.
mayhem modifiers were earned, like you have to do,
Like you
What
can't
if
just
there was
start them
a
immediately.
list?
Yeah.
what if there were 11 takedowns? And you have to do a different one each time, and every time you do one, you unlock the next.
That's fucking great, dude. That's like literally perfect.
I just described peak. That's all I did.
I know, but like
But,
that's even better.
But
You
no,
do
the difference
all
with that,
11 takedowns, and
you
then
would
it
get
just
you would get the modifier from that. That's the thing. If we're talking mayhem, OP, all OP levels do is make things harder. Like it's like damage reduction, like
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
things are
Yeah.
tankier.
So like
So you're
we.
unlocking the
Okay.
modifiers.
And I
too.
do like how like certain things you can only get in certain mayhem levels, because that's why I'm saying like with the introduction fight for Sanctuary and
that
this
makes
like
sense to
you're
me.
not incentivizing peak at that point. It's just like people are doing
Mm-hmm.
it because they want the challenge, but you have no reward to do it. So like what's the reward other than just learning how to one life? And one life is not a casual play style for people.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked that some weapons were locked behind mayhem levels. Like you can't get the monarch until mayhem 6.
I like that. I
Yeah.
actually like that a lot.
Like I don't think I should be getting a Deepa at level.
I think
6.
that will help people drive to go into like deeper.
I
end
do
game.
like though. I know the drop rate's like very like, and this is something I won't say Echo Chamber. There are a lot of fucking legendaries. There were like 2. I remember the first time playing 3 after coming back and playing 2, like oh whatever, because I didn't co-op it. I like played through 3, whatever, and then I went to co-op on and tried to play it on PC and it didn't work. But I had just had to drop all this stuff, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like I can just sell, and like the amount of legend, I was just pissed. I was like, I have ground these games for years without getting the things I need, and I can just like, here you go. But then it opens up to like, there are better guns and there are different types of things. I think the lack of that rarity upgrade, but like Anointed, I think was the swap for that, but it's just not the same way. I do like that it's like per class, but it's too complicated, I feel like at that point. But they fixed it with the rerolls. And so I'm just like, if we're looking at the actual, like,
How would you feel about other part rerolls? Because I feel like the whole anointment system is just like arbitrary number thrown on everything.
I wouldn't mind
like
rolling
that.
for parts. I would like to cap it, like how I think it's the community patch mod will let you do like 3 times or whatever for a mission item. I think for mission items, totally fair. I think for drops, I don't want it really, because it's like I feel like I'm like, unless it's like someone pitched the other day in stream where it's a crafting to craft a new
that
scope.
Fucking murked Wonderlands.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that's part of it. And the Chaos 100's too much for that, which again, I've not done the Chaos Chamber grind, but I feel like that's partly why I haven't gone back to it, because I'm just like, I don't care to do that.
I did the first few Chaos Chambers, and
I don't like the loot luck system.
Yeah.
I thought that once they fixed it, it was okay, but it wasn't good. It didn't help that the legendaries all fucking sucked. Like any random purple that you find was better.
Honestly,
than
Mick, I think you were like, I know you were being funny, but I think you were kind of onto something with the having
Mayhem's
10
unlocked, yeah.
different.
No, I was
different,
serious that it's a good like it was a little bit of a
takedowns.
bit. It was a little bit of a bit that it.
But having it like a real
that it's just
takedown and like
peaking.
having that kind of like grind, yeah. And I
Yeah,
think it's more
Honestly,
rewarding
if
the
they
peak.
had 10 takedowns that were all like good, fun, and good amount of challenging,
Yeah,
I would probably take earnable endgame off. And
I
just
also-
be like, level cap is it.
I
That's
also know
just
this is a
2
hotter
for each
take.
DLC.
I think it's a hotter take, but like having
mean-
some kind of leaderboard And again, it's one of those things where like people with the save editing and stuff like that, but for like the takedowns and stuff like that, like if there was like an earnable thing that you could keep climbing, not like someone got it and now someone has it kind of thing, but like a constant kind of grind with that kind of optional content.
I mean, that's
that'd
what
be cool.
Quag was doing.
Yeah.
It's just speedrunning them, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. But if you did it with like who can get the best, like this thing, like something that just forever is updated. And again, at what point do games stop getting updated? But you know what I mean? Like we're just like new things to climb here, kind of like the top 500 of like PvP kind of stuff, where it's just very, you have these groups to take it down. How many times can you keep it? I think that's a cool addition, and kind of like how Last of Us 2 did with their new roguelike kind of thing, where you have an option to have this type of grind that doesn't require the upkeep of a full live service, game, and like a competitive game. I think that's could be interesting because the community does get really invested in those type of like challenges. But no, the thing with like 3 and the drops is that like I do agree with the lack of pearls in there, but like I felt like I wouldn't mind if we did have like a lot of drops that way, because again, when you're walking into the game, I didn't know legendaries were a fucking thing when I was first playing too. Like I think there's a happy medium, but I think it keeps you wanting to grind the moment you know there's more. Like the first time I discovered a pearl, my mind was blown. I was like, there's even more. But like I still to this day I haven't gone every fucking weapon to drop. Granted, I've not tried to go dedicated like farm all of this shit, but there's plenty that just like haven't fucking dropped. And it just, I do think that having like, oh, we have the most weapons of any game ever, we need to keep upping that. Inevitably, statistically, you're going to get more legendaries than that. Otherwise, you're going to be mad that you're just getting a bunch of shitty guns. But then, to have that fixed, you lock it behind other playthrough modes.
People really hated my take on the legendary drops in BL3.
What was your take?
It was essentially, and if I remember it correctly, I'll probably put it a little less lightly here. It was essentially, if the drops are too much, you don't have to use the legendaries you find. You can just sell them and use worse gear. No one's forcing you to take it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry the developers didn't handcraft this game, sold to millions of people for you in particular. Grow up. It was something like that, and people really didn't like that.
I mean, I feel
you
though.
can imagine.
Yeah, I imagine maybe the echo chamber of this community maybe
It's
not
really
loving
hard.
that.
Oh no, not the echo chamber.
Just have to throw in a buzzword in there.
Because it's like
I actually put it significantly less mean when I said it.
both sides of the coin are bad, right?
so.
When it comes to like people saying, BL3, there's too many legendaries, right?
Right.
So on one hand, you got too many legendaries. They're dropping everywhere. You don't look at them. On the other hand, there's too many greens, whites, even blues on the ground. They're not legendary, so you don't look at them. Right?
Yep.
So you don't look at either. The difference is with the latter, when the legendary does drop, you look at it, right? And there's something to look at. We don't constantly want to look at stuff. We just want it to be like, oh, that's kind of cool. We found that, even if it's ass. Like I hate the fucking Wonderlust, but if I got one, I'd be like, oh, that's fucking rare. Let's go.
I think 10% was too low, but 99% is a little too high. Which is why, weirdly, and they didn't handle it well, but I think Wonderlands kind of tried to split the difference in a way that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. The loot luck, because you start with BL2 luck, and you end with BL3 luck, so you can just get to a point in the middle that you like. I don't think it worked. Actually, I know it didn't work, because I think pretty much everyone hated it.
Yeah.
I like BL2.
It was a cool idea.
It's more rewarding. It's more rewarding for the drops in BL2 for my brain.
I also feel like...
Yeah, I would like to go back on that opinion, by the way. That's what I said, and people didn't like it, and I'm going back on it. I don't think...
No one listens to this anyway.
I feel like also they did so many guns in BL3, and I feel like it was honestly too much. And it's like great for the first playthrough. Yeah, right? BL2, if you look at it, the system is each weapon type had like a default legendary, right?
Yeah.
Assault rifles, the Varuk. Torque Pistol, the Herald, and then they added some extra legendaries, but that was kind of the system. I feel like if they kept it simple to like base game has, a blue mission reward Torque Pistol, you can find a legendary Torque Pistol from a designated drop, and then there's a super rare Pearl Torque Pistol that you could get if you're lucky. I feel like that'd be a good balance.
I don't think it'd be enough for people though. And also like I like the diamond room kind of thing where you're like going in and just like being overwhelmed with like that countdown, which is a ton of fucking time, but it doesn't feel like it when you're in it. When you see anything counting down, you're like, oh fuck, grab something. But like it's the hope of finding something new and more. Like I think if people are like, well, I got those drops, I've played the meta and that's fine. Like I get it, and I think it works in 2. I don't know how you do that in a game where people are just constantly demanding more and more in-game content. Like, what do you keep adding?
I don't know, because, like, if I had a nickel for every flood that I found by killing a basic mob that I just didn't look at, I'd be rolling in it, bro.
Yeah,
I'd be
rolling in nickels.
Yeah. You just gotta find ways. Like for the loot luck, you gotta find a happy medium between 2 and 3.
How did you like the melee weapons?
Oh, I thought they were cool, but I feel like they were very under.
I feel like they almost got something. Yeah, I like the concept, but
they were close.
Yeah,
I want them to expand on it. I really like the spells. Like,
yeah,
the spells were great. The spells were really cool.
I always think BL4, if they look back at other Borderlands games, what do endgame players always use their nade for?
Yeah,
utility.
Yeah,
I really think that like they should really drive into that and have more utility type grenades, like fucking stun grenades or flashbangs or things like. Enemies have worse accuracy when they're hit with this, or
that would be cool. Having status effects other than just DOT. Like, yeah,
because like a bouncing Betty in BL2 that's not slag.
Yeah,
what the fuck is that for? That's not gonna do shit.
The piss grenade in that's just slag.
I want to bet like 75% of like Jolts' like build videos have the it's piss grenade in there just because it's like, what else do I throw in here? It's a debuff item. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. A grenade that does nothing. It's the fastball like that arc, but it does nothing. If they are currently under the effect of a status, so like burning, electrocuting, you throw it at them and it fucking explodes in a massive AoE of that element.
The tofu bomb.
Yes.
Tofu bomb. That's a good idea.
You guys
like that
idea? Stole it. Stole it from Elden Ring.
I think, that's the thing. I think introducing those elements of the game make it more interesting for me. Like it's the hindered status effect, the exhausted status effect that a lot of games will end up having, and it's never really felt like it could work in a Borderlands setting because it's just not what the game's about. But I think Cyberpunk does it well with like, you're being hacked right now, so it's one of those things. Like I feel like having the stakes raised in combat, it would fix a lot of the problems of people looking for, XYZ, because it is like, it's not just like going exploding loaders behind you. And Borderlands 2 did that really innovatively with things like surveyors and exploding loaders and the ion loaders and stuff like that. But that was not new anymore. And it's not,
honestly, If they have trouble balancing endgame and dot damage, the dots should also just do something on top. Like if I'm on fire, I'm not just gonna die faster, right? I'm gonna be fucking panicking.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, ow,
you're moving
I'm
faster. You're moving fucking faster.
So cold reduces speed, fire reduces accuracy, electricity
reduces movement.
And accuracy, I'm sure. Yeah. Like, I think fire could also reduce. Yeah, but I feel like electricity is like you're convulsing, but also just
in BL1.
Yeah.
If an enemy was corroded, they'd take more melee damage. It was melee damage.
It was only melee damage?
I think
sure
also
it was melee damage slag. Yeah.
I don't know how to do this with like accessibility in mind because like I hate like a bunch of visual clutter. Like again, there's just issues, but like a corrosive or acid kind of thing or the radiation one that they have like hindering your vision in the game because it's one of those things where if you get fucking acid poured on your face, you're gonna fucking struggle. And so unless you have like a protection and stuff, like you're not able to see shit. But I hate the drunk effect in the games. Like it's like as someone who gets motion sick, it's not my fave. And so it's
vision hindering.
That's the thing, and that's like I don't know what the solution to that would be in an accessible way, but I think the point is like if you're being corroded, you are actively like you are being corroded. You would be curling in a ball. And so what do we have that's going to stop that? So if we have like just like the effects on the screen or just, you know, what is that debuff at that point?
Yeah.
People smarter than us should be the ones coming up with it.
They
but
should.
like, you know, they should be
I
coming
bet
up with
they
it,
are.
though.
I bet this is conversations they may be having.
They're probably like, that sounds hard. Scrap it.
Never mind. No combat at all. People in Borderlands games
combat.
with no combat. Just guns.
Borderlands is turn-based now.
Oh god.
Midnight Suns did so well that we came out with a card turn-based game. Baldur's Gate 3 style, but you don't get to customize anything, and you are not in cutscenes because we hear you hate those.
No one fucks.
No one fucks. This is an
No one
M-rated
fucks.
game with no sex. How dare you imply that in our Christian Minecraft server?
Oh god, that's crazy. Honestly, yeah, I think throwing in there just needs to be something to do in endgame because I feel like I don't know if I'd say like replaying the DLC at like max level is like an endgame activity fully. I don't know. My brain just because like BL3, I feel like I hit max level and I'm like,
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I did. I I beat the game, got fully geared, got a really solid. I was very happy with it build going. Restarted for TVHM, played until I rescued Vaughn, and was like, I don't want to be playing this game anymore.
That's usually where I get on my restarts on something where I get to the point of Vaughn, I'm like, I'm gonna stab myself. And once I get past that, I'm fine. But the Vaughn section just drags for me.
And it wasn't even the Vaughn set. I just I was bored of the entire game at that point.
But that's the thing. I get unboard the moment I'm back, like doing anything. That whole intro, like little, like it just doesn't. It doesn't move fast enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, this is. Especially because we've done a billion tutorials in these games.
Yeah,
like
you're in tutorial mode again.
Yeah, it's just you want to claw your face off at that point. But again, how do you do that with like
how do you guys feel about the Seraph Crystal system? Kill raid boss, buy loot with raid boss.
I get the
Cut out
concept.
raid boss, so I've literally never done it.
I don't enjoy it just because the raid bosses are like, here's the thing, things are designed to be like, well, you're supposed to do it with multiple people, but then people do their builds to like do it and like whatever, and then they're like, oh, why aren't you killing Hyperias for like whatever, you know what I mean? There's no happy medium between the two.
At OP10, for most characters, it's easier to do it alone because health scaling is so brutal.
Oh, I'm sure.
Everyone's doing nothing instead of someone doing all of it.
Well, they also just don't fucking explain the raid boss kind of like thing, whatever. I remember paying Iridium the first time for Terra, going like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't explain it. And like Pete, I think makes you feel like everything else is gonna be okay. Like that, oh yeah, this could be maybe a little bit of a challenge, we're gonna be fine. And then you walk into Hyperius Arena for the first time and you see God. And there's just like no real benefit. I like that type of system. I just don't have a way, like that would be my pitch for fixing it, to feel like it was rewarding, especially because I feel like in 2 it was needed because we have nothing to do with Iridium. Like once you get all the SDUs, there's nothing to use it on, which is why I do like SDUs being money and the Iridium being other things in 3. But like now we're using Iridium for the raid bosses to go and get different crystals to go buy these things, and it just feels like
it kind of gets that survival craft to like build this, to build
it's the
this,
same
build
with the
this,
Torg
build this,
tokens and stuff, where I'm just like, okay, like now I got 4 more tokens or I got 20 more crystals, but like how many do I need for this thing? And now I need 2 things, so let me go get more Iridium to go get this. And it just I love how we've 360'd on. I agree with this list, and now you're like, you know what, fuck raid bosses.
No. Like, I'm good with in-game. I just don't think raid bosses are a good in-game. I mean, I'm really just in love with the takedown style of it's a really long fight and then a difficult boss. But when I think raid boss, I think I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I want it to be approachable. I want difficult but approachable versus if you don't have the absolute best gear in the game, you cannot handle this. And I know earlier I said that I was okay with that. Like, I like that.
Take a shot every time Meg swaps his opinion.
Yeah,
I just don't like raid boss. I'm okay with
raid bosses. You can like literally like look at and be like, yeah, this isn't doable. And then it's like takedown type stuff or like peak type stuff. You'd be like, all right, this is doable, but it'll be a good amount of challenge. It'll be hard.
Yeah, like I'm okay with a difficulty level where you need the absolute best stuff in the game in order to handle it. but for some reason, raid bosses just aren't interesting to me.
No, I get that. They're not rewarding for me in the way, especially with how they are now, where it's like the crystals go get the thing. And like, yeah, we have the drops, we have whatever, but I'd rather go farm like Uranus or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just an
Like
easier.
at Mayhem 11, it really felt like you needed the best possible stuff to handle that
Yeah.
Iridian takedown. And it was so fucking satisfying when I finally did it.
I had trouble
Yeah.
with a jolt save doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Iridian takedown.
Yeah, I did the fucking 5 rings Zane build, and like I'm functionally immortal as long as I'm shooting at something the whole time. Like it was still
I have yet to do it.
Arcus. It took us like 30 attempts. Then we did the Mollyvon one and did it first try. We didn't realize the gap in difficulty.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And they nerfed the fucking Iridian
Yeah.
one too. Everything was like
Oh, they
3
did?
times more as tanky. Yeah. Shit used to be tankier, and then people were like, I ran out of ammo, bro. How do we do this?
be
Fair.
Zane with 4 infinities. Do I have any hot takes about real life? Gas, you're in my streams sometimes. What's the most
Do you have any
out of pocket thing you've heard me say?
What's the most overrated bar food? Like just American, kind of like wings, burger, fries, kind of, very staple food.
Pretzels and beer cheese, bro. I'd be
Actually-
slapping that shit down.
I said most overrated. That shit's
I don't-
delicious.
I don't
Most
like
overrated
fries
one.
that much.
Oh,
You don't like French
overrated.
fries?
Not
like-
really.
Yeah.
Like, they gotta be from the correct place.
Do you like? I don't like crinkle cut.
No, I don't like crinkle cut. They're
No,
too
crinkle cut's
too
bottom tier.
styrofoamy. Yeah, no.
Me and
There's a
Craig were actually
hierarchy
talking
of
about
French
this last
fries.
night. Yeah, no. Okay, here's my tier list. Me and Craig
Okay, yeah,
were
tier
actually
list French
talking about
fries, let's
this
go.
last night. Oh, what was it exactly? Okay, it was a waffle, curly, normal, crinkle, wedge.
Wedge fries are your top fries?
No, wedge. That was reverse order.
Okay, no, my brain no, you don't. Okay, no.
Where's steak fries sitting there?
That was from best to worst.
Okay, say them again. You said waffle, curly.
Waffle, curly, normal, crinkle, wedge.
What about really thin ones? What are you considering normal? Like just like the little cubey ones, or like? And where do tater hot tots fit in?
Oh, right, tater tots. That was tater tots are below curly but above normal.
Okay.
Normal for normal. I mean, this isn't like the place to get them, but like size and shape wise, like any fast food, like McDonald's, Burger King, any of those are roughly the same size. Like that's what I'm talking.
McDonald's
for,
are
like, normal.
skinnier, but yes, I understand.
They
I
are
understand.
skinnier. That's not the best example.
No, but I understand what you're saying. Like just like fries.
yeah,
Like shoestring fries are what I'm thinking of for like A+, but like That's a little bit crazy. Wedge fries are at the bottom, I do think. Steak fries I would also put pretty low.
man, Craig and Dwarvo were both saying wedge fries are pretty up top.
No, they're bad. They're bad. Steak fries
they're
can be really good. They
Remember
just
when I
can't
was
be too
talking about the
potatoey.
applesauce grilled cheese, bro.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair.
Craig built different.
Yeah,
Craig built
literally though. I need to get a new dice bag. I have one from him and it's like 2 stuffed with dice and I like need to get a bigger one now and I just like
different.
haven't.
Get another one.
I can't decide which one.
The dice.
Did you see the one he made me?
The dice one. No, what do you mean? Oh, wait, yes, I think you did last time. The fucking
The gas mask?
yes. I almost said the Cthulhu one. The fucking kind of looks Cthulhu.
Did I show you the dick one?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Fuck
okay.
yes. I was combining the gas mask and dick one. I'm like, I can't remember. I feel like it was a gas mask colored penis and I could not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I know.
That's what it was.
I keep looking and I don't know which one. I keep thinking about the peach one and then talk myself into a different one. I could also just ask him to make me one, but I'm like, do I commit? It's hard. Curly fries are pretty good tier.
They're amazing.
Waffle fries are very hit or
Steak
miss.
fries are my favorite.
Hit or
Steak
miss.
fries when they're
Well,
done right though, when they're like very like they have salts, they like, are really fried. Like they're just like floppy, like unseasoned steak fries. No, bottom tier. I could do really bad normal fries. Like in general, I could fuck with those.
They're bad. Well, see, the only waffle fries I think I've ever had were from Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's are very hit or miss. So, like sometimes you get them, they're really soggy, and other times they're like perfect.
Sometimes you get the butt pieces, and that's
Yeah, you get like only heels of them, and then they were like all like soggy and like whatever. It they're very hit or miss. Anything that tastes too potatoey is probably no, but like tater tots in a
Yeah,
different
that's why
way.
like the straight fries, but they're like fat. That's why wet or crinkle cuts suck because they're kind of fat.
Yeah, they're styrofoamy. They're just like fat and too much.
They're all potato. They're all potato, no fry.
I want it to taste like a fry when I eat it. So the steak fry tastes like the outside of a fry as I'm eating it. Great. Crinkle cut fries are too much where you take a bite and then it's just all potato on the inside. So you're not getting like you have a little bit of the fry taste and then it's just potato. And then it's just not.
It doesn't help that I don't like potatoes very much.
I love potatoes. I wish I didn't, but
a baked potato, can't do it.
Crazy. I can only do it if it has
Mashed
like stuff
potatoes
in it.
are good.
Yeah, mashed potatoes are fine.
Something about
I
it
don't like
coming
gravy.
straight from the stores is just no good.
That's fair. Sweet
'Cause
potato fries also decent.
Sweet potato fry, yeah, they're like it.
They're
it
different
depends.
category though. Yeah.
I think they are significantly more hit or miss, but when they're good, they're fucking good.
I think wings are overrated. I like boneless wings, which are basically just nuggets. I think bone-in wings are overrated.
Dude, I fucking hate bone-in wings, bro.
Why are you making me work for it?
Not work.
Literally, why are you making me work for it? And then it's like just a little bit honest. You get 10 wings.
Taco Bell's
and you're
gonna
just
get chicken nuggets.
Dude, what the fuck? Wait, shut the fuck up. What?
No, for real. That was another thing. The other thing I
Holy
forgot to tell you was
shit.
the Baja Blast pie.
Oh,
Everything else, I think I told you.
my
on stream.
fucking God. Are you fucking... Oh my God, there is a
I'm
God.
gonna strangle them for the fucking nuggets.
I need those. Literally, my Taco Bell still has nacho fries and like, give me the nuggies.
Dude,
give me the nuggets.
Give me the fucking Taco Bell Happy Meal, bro. Give me my
Literally.
nuggets. Give me my fries. Give me my
Give me a
little
Baja
shake.
Blast. Like literally,
Give me a
all I
little
need.
toy. Little
Perfect.
plastic taco, bro.
Okay,
You
I
get
have
your little
a
nachos
very-
on the side.
taco.
It's so good. Yes.
I have a very serious question.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have had Baja Blast one time, and
Wow.
I did not like it.
Was it can or was it from Taco Bell?
It was bottle, so
Where's the
I'm
block
wondering,
button?
is it better when it's from Taco Bell?
It is better when it's from Taco Bell. It's kind of like, okay, so you know how, you may not know this, but like McDonald's Diet Coke and Sprite are different tiers from like random other Sprite, you know? Like
I have
it
heard
matters.
that.
Yeah, it hits different. Same with like Diet Coke in a bottle versus Diet Coke in a can. Like they just are very different. I feel like Baja
Are
Blast
you
in a
a
bottle
pinkity
isn't.
drinkity type?
What's that?
You like those pink drinks from Starbucks?
I do like.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
Have you tried the bottled ones?
No, absolutely
They are
not.
bad.
Not at all. Listen, my thing, I one time had canon that Jack probably drank the pink drinks, and then I started drinking the pink drinks. And now I like
That's
them.
a mood. Finger snaps.
It literally just like my brain, I was like, this is now your drink. I'm like, stop it. This is fine. But it's, yes, I imagine that fucker just like
I
in a
drink
meeting.
this, I'll become handsome Jack.
I
He
feel
just
like
imagine him in
Jack-
a meeting, like literally just like downing these fucking pink drinks, and like it was perfect. I was at a bar during PAX with a bunch of like Bondi devs and like all this random shit. I shouldn't have been there, and I like sit down. It's like 2 a.m. The other bar closed. So we gone to this other little British pub. Sit down. I was first to order. I was like, can I get a bee's knees? Because it was just on the thing, and every guy at the table was like, because I was the only chick there other than Telebeth sitting next to me, and they were like, bee's knees, yeah, what is it like? Oh yeah, that sounds kind of good. Every single man there got a bee's knees, and like it's sitting there. I felt like that was the pink drink vibe with Jack, where it's just like people like need the permission. They see handsome Jack like chewing on a straw on a pink drink, suddenly everyone's drinking them.
That's a vibe.
Yeah. Mick, what were you saying before I ran on my rant about bee's knees?
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like Jack would have a pink drink in like a normal coffee cup, and then like spill it on the table,
He would-
and just kill you because the secret's out. And he's like,
apple
I
juice.
can't.
It's apple juice in his
I
little
can't let you know.
little like angry coffee
His
mug and
little-
everything, and
yeah.
just like spills everywhere, and then it's just like, yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, you're
I-
not gonna know that this happened.
I felt so validated one time because IGN like did like the little like handsome Jack live play kind of thing. So it's me and ad libbing with people. And I have a very specific headcanon that Jack is a very good cook because like in his like coding bitches and shit, he like it's the break of whatever when he was in university, whatever, but he just doesn't do it, right? So I see him being a person who has like butt stallion pancakes that are like mass produced in these little packets, like a little Uncrustable that he eats and eats like garbage and is high all the time. But he also for himself can like make a meal, right? And in this fucking video that I had on the background one day, he talks about how good of a cook he actually is. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so validated. Like, save headcanon, baby. But that's what I feel like, where it'd be like, he could have his like refined, he knows how to make a drink, he knows whatever, because he can be the pretentious asshole. But then he's also the idiot, like, salesman sitting there eating just like Taco Bell bags, like piled up in the background on him, like living off vending machine, like Pop-Tarts and honey buns kind of bullshit. And I think it would be a good balance of, you know, if he's very refined and he's like, this is what I need, like I'm able to walk the walk and look rich as fuck and have all these really tacky things. And then also like, yeah, he has a Capri Sun hidden behind one of his things. And then the moment someone sees a Capri Sun or if this lunch blazing, he like shoots him in the face. Like it's a good balance. It's a good balance.
Well, he'd probably choke them and then call it strangling.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you with strangling. He would
How
strangle
are
them.
you gonna kill me?
I'm gonna strangle you, which is different from choking, which is one of the best line deliveries he has in TPS.
It is one of the best line deliveries. He's also just objectively wrong.
He's not objectively wrong. This is like when
He's
River
wrong.
argues me about libel versus slander. It's insane. It's insane.
That's not. Well, they're both defamation. No, because you know, in any form of a combat sport, they'll call it a choke, and definitions reflect use. So
that's the most pretentious thing you've ever said. Also, wings suck.
Damn. What the fuck? Is that Mick talk? What are you reading from, bro? That ain't you.
You know I can't read.
Oh yeah. Every time I message Mick, I do it in binary because it's the only language he knows.
I just send voice memos. That's why he just meets me.
Definitions are descriptive, not prescriptive. The way the word is used defines the
Weren't
definition.
you earlier sucking his dick because he's condescending and not annoying? I think the perfect condescension is if you're choking someone and describing, no, actually what I'm doing is strangulation. I think that is one of the most pretentious condescending moves he could do in that moment. And it's hot.
I love the line. No, I love the line. He's just wrong.
I think, how do I say this delicately? Nisha enjoys being choked and tells us a lot through the pre-sequel that she would like to be being choked or choking someone. I think this man probably knows how to choke someone versus how to strangle someone.
Is he shoving food down her throat?
No, he's different. It's not like trying to kill her. It's just different. But maybe making her choke on her own tongue, different, you know? He might. Maybe that's her thing. Maybe she wants just like tacos shoved down her throat. And
I feel like I should just see what Oxford thinks.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah, it does. It does.
We'll see.
Let me see. Choking versus strangulation.
I'm just looking up the definitions and comparing them.
Literally, a government website's first that comes up. A government of Prince Edward Island. Choking is when something like candy gets stuck in your breathing tube. This may stop air going into your lungs. Strangulation is when someone presses or squeezes on your neck. The squeezing may stop the blood supply going to your brain or it may stop the air going to your lungs. Does that mean I'm correct? Does that mean lying is right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, I needed to.
Lying ain't lying.
I'm more than willing to admit when I'm wrong. It's just around lying, it's rare.
Damn.
Fucking got him.
That was psychic damage. That was rude as fuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it was funny. It's fun. Mick just drags me in very specific ways where I 90% of the time will like be on the same page, and then there's a little bit of me. I'm like, okay, but I need him to. He's joking, right? And then I get like really invested in it, and I sit here and simmer in it for like 2 days, and then I forget about it.
Yeah,
like
I
Nisha.
think both of us are just very, very strong on our opinions.
Yes. I'm more than happy to be wrong when I'm wrong.
It's like
and it's
unstoppable force versus unstoppable force. There's no immovable object. We're just bashing our heads together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Bungers and Badasses work.
Fucking goats. Just is it goats that do that? Or rams?
Either way. Something.
We're fucking animals. No, the only reason I thought the choke thing is because in fighting they always call it a choke.
Yeah.
Thought I was right.
That's
about
fair.
That.
That is fair. I guess if we move, I mean, it sounds sexier than like he's going for the strangulation. Like that doesn't sound as like he's going for the joke. Like
You're telling me that the people that fight each other for fun aren't the smartest.
Listen, I think we have plenty of definitions for things that have evolved through the years, and being married to the definition of something when things are used colloquially is dumb and unnecessary. I think when Jack says it while he's strangling someone, it's a little bit hot. It's a little bit hot.
That's
colloquially.
She's trying to say Miqueagul. Okay. I see.
Trying to say McDouble. I'm hungry.
All right. So today on Speaking Lines podcast, we have.
Do either of you know the name of this podcast?
DLC required.
There you go. There you go. On Lions podcast. It's not Lion podcast. It's not the Lion podcast.
The Lion podcast.
You're the host.
It's a generous word.
You're the person who's on every episode.
Debatable.
All right.
What?
All right, today.
No.
Uno mas.
All right, Mick. All right, Mick. I think we already took up like 6 hours of Lion's time, and if we ever want to like trick her to give us more airtime again, we should probably call it here.
It was more than 6. All right, yeah, so that was quite the podcast you just listened to. It's over now. You can leave, or you could stay, I guess. You're not going to be getting much out of it at this point because, as I said before, we're done. I think Gas and Lion have both already left, actually. Probably off to Taco Bell to try out those new nuggets. Maybe not. Maybe they're off to do productive tasks. Doubt it. But you guys, you're still here, and that's weird to me. Go away. Please, get out. I don't want to see your faces here ever right now. I don't want to see them right now. Go. There's plenty of other episodes of this podcast.